which also like just was a great storytelling component for a show. Just if we want to be authentic about this, we should make all these different invitees or things, and he'd just be a master forger. Like, or we could cheat. And it's like boom, and just like he's like, I just have a blank piece of paper, and he holds up, and it's whatever the person needs it to be.
That's like an item tag, like a rare item tag.
Like a very rare item, but yeah.
That's like Zoka from Hunter x Hunter. He's like one of the strongest people in universe, and his powers are he can make stretchy thing that is invisible to people who don't have like the magic power in the series. So he can just like attach a pencil to his finger and then throw it at someone and then pull it back. And then he can change like the look of something. So he can make paper look like a tattoo on his skin, and then use the gum to like put it on his chest or something. Those are his only powers, and he is one of the strongest people in the universe. When other people can like crush a tank into a little ball.
I think people take super strength because it's such an old power. They're like, that's boring. Like, fuck you. Do you understand what you could do with super strength and shit like that? Like,
you could just kind of flick, and that guy is gone.
I mean, it's one of the things I love about the Hulk is he's just fucking strong.
I think we still see so much of the archetype because it's fun.
Yeah. And just I'm pick up this boulder and throw this boulder, and just like, but you could also just do like immense feats of strength without moving too much. There's a great throwaway comic I got once at a Marriott during Age of Ultron. It was a promo for Age of Ultron, but it was all the characters of the Avengers staying at Marriotts across the world to get ready for it. And Hulk is in one scene, just like with one finger holding up like 1,000 pounds on a bench, like a bench bar, and they're just going like, "Yep, I'm here," and it's like, but that's something he could do, like that strong. I'm just like, yeah, this is nothing.
Like, why am I even doing this? I'm getting nothing out of this other than like
balance training.
Like, one of the most ridiculous things that Hulk has done is fucking
hold the planet together.
Yeah, hold the planet together by just kind of grabbing tectonic plates and just kind of squishing them back together.
Superman did the same thing. It was stupid the both times they did it, but it was cool in the comics.
Yeah.
Probably was stupider when Superman did it.
Yeah.
He's much smaller.
Yeah.
I still haven't forgotten the time that Superman held up infinite weight, and it still pisses me off.
Him and Shazam.
Half of infinity.
That makes no sense.
It's a book with infinite pages.
It literally makes
took
zero
Superman
sense.
And Shazam.
That's not how infinity works. It's not how it works. I did forget though that that's the reason why it pissed me off so fucking much. Because they tried to play it off as but it's only half of infinity.
So fucking stupid. Oh my god! I gotta admit, that's up there. That's even higher than Flash levels of stupid as fuck. Oh my god!
No. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Did I ever tell you guys about the time that Batman fused with Flash by tying the Flash to the front of his car and driving into the Speed Force?
Oh yeah, that's
no. I didn't know about that.
Speaking of that, I saw the Batman on Tuesday.
There's a fucking thing where he turned to fucking Doomsday, when he returned to fucking air. It's fucking stupid.
There's literally one for every member of the Justice League, but they're all Batman that just fucked up. The Superman version has the Doomsday virus, and the fucking Cyborg version was
possessed by a really violent version of Alfred.
Yeah, an AI version of Alfred died, and he tried to recreate him, and it got corrupted and took him over. It's so fucking stupid. And get this, they're from the negative universes.
What does that fucking mean?
Universes that are unstable and just kind of break down after their shit happens.
They're just full of assholes, basically.
One of my favorite crossovers happened in the fucking Darkseid universe, where fucking Darkseid had killed a shit ton of people in it was a movie, And at the end of the movie, they're on Apocalypse and trying to get like Cyborg to do some shit. And the way to distract Darkseid is like, okay, hey, Raven, let me just take that crystal out of your mouth, out of your forehead, which has Trigon in it apparently, and break it. Trigon then proceeds to possess Superman and beats the shit out of Darkseid. And one of the quotes is forever will be my favorite quote. After Trigon just fucking bitch slaps Darkseid, just goes, "So you are the so-called new gods. I am unimpressed." And then kicks Darkseid's ass some more.
Which is so much more cathartic when you know how much of a prick Darkseid is about being better than him. Like, he's such a dick about it. Like, in the most evil way, too. But at his very core, he's a fucking dick.
What's his equivalent in Marvel? It would be kind of like Thanos, but a little bit different. But there's a guy in... Actually, I think it is DC, but it makes no sense because the story I heard was about Santa being a mutant. Being one of the strongest mutants.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Santa's a mutant in the Marvel Universe.
And... Well, because he's real and he's immortal and has other powers and stuff like that.
It's like time manipulation and shit.
All that kind of stuff. But he visits like one of the biggest bads every Christmas just to give him
No, that
coal.
is a DC thing, and it has nothing to do with Santa being a mutant. It has everything to do with Santa wanting to give Darkseid coal, and nothing can stop Santa from giving him coal. Nothing.
Beautiful.
Every Christmas.
And Darkseid's just kind of standing there. I was like, fucking damn it. Well, how do you keep doing this? He's like, you can't stop Santa, motherfucker. Oh, God. There was...
We're going to start.
Okay.
Okay.
So, it is roughly 10 a.m. in the lobby, in the big room of the lodge.
So have you guys heard of Superman?
No, I haven't heard of...
Just continue our conversation in character.
No, I haven't heard of Trigon. That's a metal motherfucker.
Sorry.
So, right now it is just you three. Tanner will be joining you shortly. You do remember that Gottfried, who will be leaving today, Squawk, and Beck actually stayed up pretty late. So they're going to be in bed for a while yet. So you got the morning, if not some of the day. Yourselves.
Cool.
Okay. Oh, what do you want to do while we wait for them to go?
Excuse me.
Immediately after waking up, I'm gonna just try to make some of the pelt that I got the previous night more presentable.
Sure thing.
Make a little like strip.
Cool.
Maybe like yay high, a little bit.
Like just strips?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Give me a... I guess for you it would be like survival.
Yep.
Because you're good at that.
That is 13.
13 is good enough to make strips out of pelt.
Okay.
This pelt is deer, which means that one side still has fur on it. One of the things that makes it pelt, and to get rid of the fur and stuff like that, that would be part of the tanning
Pelt
process.
is preferable for my uses.
Cool.
And like the strips aren't going to be like super short or anything.
Nope.
More for like decently sized chunks.
Okay. The longest you can go is about 4 feet. Tell you
Okay,
right now.
that's
just
perfectly
because
fine.
deer are only so big.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was going for actually.
Cool.
Now what? Maybe a little bit shorter. Right? I don't know.
I decided I was going to start my self-consciousness about speaking. That's fun.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Well, I mean, there is a reason you haven't heard me speak on it the entire time, you know. I just think it sounds silly in my voice. And I've decided I'm going to work on that.
All right.
Also, Tremulo.
Drive me look, Sparky. You're right, that does sound stupid.
That's why I decided to start doing it.
Goodmar will start speaking to you in Draconic.
I thought it was just because only he knew Draconic.
No, he's a kobold.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know, but like that's why you weren't speaking it, because no one could understand you.
Well, we could go looking around. I haven't gotten any of my stuff out.
Oh yeah, we could talk to that fucking Ishmael cleric. I forget what his name is.
Fletcher.
Let's talk to Fletcher.
That's up to you. I don't know if you'd want to do that with other people with you, or there's some kind of encounter for us.
Fight? No.
God said we won't be having to fight.
I think you were looking down. He did look up to you when he said that.
I'm fine with going there.
I'm fine too.
Alright. Sounds good.
All right. Tanner meets you at the last minute and just goes like, "Oh, you guys going out?
Yeah, we're going to stalk this Fletcher.
All right, I'll join you for that." And so
And
Tanner
we're
joins
off.
you quietly. Yep. You exit. You learn that this is the quote unquote Sunday of the week, so kind of the second weekend day. It is also the 9th of July. It's the morning. It's quite nice out. It seems a lot of people are out and about, but not with like work carts and stuff. A lot of people are kind of dressed up a little bit, not too much though. It's 10, so there's a fair number of people going towards the temple district. But you look, and it's not like a major majority. It doesn't look like that kind of a weekly service is a normal thing, but services are provided. So if those want to go, they do. Where you willingly subject yourself to literal preaching.
Nah.
I figured out a way to get out of like actual. Because my mom went on a kick where she was like going to church a lot.
Mhm.
I
Not a fan.
So fucking.
I wonder why.
But I should never.
I know, but still.
But I.
I misheard you. I heard cake hating churches.
That's terrible.
But I just told her like, but Mom, why would I go to church when I can pray at home? Hook, line, and sinker. Never had to go to church again.
Nice. But yeah, you do make your way towards the... Well, you're actually going towards the Togarth district, but you don't go all the way there. You do stop by the sluice. It takes you about half an hour, 30 minutes. It takes about 30 minutes.
I'm
Yeah.
also taking note of. Like obviously, I'm constantly keeping a lookout for sewer entrances
And stuff like that.
What the fuck is that?
It's a blood orange.
Oh my god! I thought it was a regular orange. I'm like, you're fucking eating that?
I've never been a
Okay,
fan of
thank
them.
you. Imagine it's because you were crushing it, squeezed shit out of it, and then started bruising, bleeding.
He's
Monster.
Sparky's gonna start narrowing down research to looking for those kinds of things, and specific non-residential and kind of sparse.
Okay.
Kind of like
For-
like places where someone coming out of the sewer would have cover as well as options. Kind of.
This slows down. I'm going to say basically you're going at a slow pace so that you can keep your perception high. And you're on no time limit anyway.
Do you guys mind if I take
No problem.
Not at all.
Yeah,
So
you're
they
on
do a
the
little
course.
stroll and stuff like that. I'm going to also say you take the gate bridge because it's the longer way and you've already been through the sluice area.
I help him look.
Okay. And I'm going to say Tanner also helps. So if you want to roll with advantage, because Tanner will help you and you will help him. Because they all kind of know what you're doing. Like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for sewer entrances.
Yeah. But they know you've told them.
Literally, that is Sparky's life goal and mission. He has made that very clear to everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, they are helping you out. Ooh, nice. So please roll with advantage. I'm going to mark the one on my map of the one you have already found, which is next to General Goods.
I have it. Like I have the location written down, but I don't have a map to mark it on, so I have a description of the place.
That's perfectly fine. But I'm going to keep marking them ones you find.
That's cocked. That was like super cocked. What the hell? There's a 15. My perception's wisdom based, yeah.
So 17?
17.
24.
Okay. So you do find one. It's not in the best spot, but it is in a spot. Next, as you turn, by the way, you find multiple. You find the obvious ones. There are certain ones that are manholes in the center of the road.
Yes.
Real obvious kind of things. You find one that is, it's convenient, but it's more open than you would like. If you look at the Y section between the sluice bridge and the Great Bridge, you know how that splits?
Yeah.
In the nook on the eastern side, there looks to be a culvert that goes in. So like a walking entrance, and this seems to be like a legit, like there's a door to the sewer.
Okay.
It seems to be a maintenance entrance, but it's pretty visible.
And also, it's a maintenance entrance.
Yes.
So it's the entrance that they would go to do maintenance.
Yeah, but it's not like a sewer hole or something like that, and it is under. So it's not on surface level. It's easy to get in and out of. So instead of like moving a manhole, this could be quickly entered and exited, but it's more open than you would like. But it is a better entrance than, say, the middle of the road.
Okay.
As you continue down, though, you, looking out for them more, you find... Oh, wait, let me mark that before I forget. There we go. A similar entrance. But this one looks disused, and it's off the beaten path. You only really noticed it because of... you picked up the pattern of, like, a lot of the sewer system is standardized. And, like, there should be one here. Even though it was an overgrown patch and stuff like that. And looking over this small footbridge, you look down and it's filled with trash and dirt and even some heavy rubble. But there is a door poking out directly below you. It's quite hidden. It is next to the road, but it is right off there. And it is located right before the gate bridge on the northern side.
Bend down, like, tap Sparky on the shoulder. Point over to it. See it over there?
You don't. As you look out, this is a small footbridge, and it just looks like to be an empty space. It's so dark and secluded, it's hard to tell anything's there except that it's like a vacant spot where a house or something would be.
Wow, that's a lot of trash, Darwin. I didn't know you were...
Let's go check it out. To be fair, Darwin's a dirty man.
Okay.
So, for all you know right now, it could be that Darwin likes trash. You don't know.
Hold on.
He's adding it to the book.
Cool.
The Darwin book.
Likes trash. You know, one of my favorite quotes from Evan is like, "You have things written down about me, and one of them is fucking wrong."
But yeah, as he goes over and shows you, you realize that what you thought was a blanket empty ground was actually just shadow. Heavy shadow. And you look like, oh, this goes down. It goes down like 7 feet, but it goes down. And you look over and you can see the knob of a door. And realize this is a disused service entrance.
Oh.
And he flips back and like, question mark. Maybe, I don't know. Doesn't disprove it.
Parentheses, maybe.
You're gonna... Yeah, do you see anything around here? I know it's dark.
I can look for you.
You get advantage, it's sight spaced.
I'd light a torch, but I don't know if there's anything with all the trash.
Okay, no, but it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I know what you're going for, and
Yeah.
like this is not the spot for that, but that was a good idea. Good job.
Hey.
Are we going for survival for this one? To track, or
and
were you
I'm-
thinking perception?
I'm helping as well.
Oh, that's why you got it. Oh, if it was perception, you initially got advantage because you're helping. Anything you will get advantage, so it's up to you.
Okay, I'll go with survival then, because it is a higher number.
Okay,
That's a 26.
I can understand why. Yeah, you do jump down. It's not a big fall. You just you go off the wall. You realize that this sewer entrance, one, it's very old. Looks to be over 70 years old or something like that, based on some of the dates of some of the brickwork. They actually used to do that. They used to stamp dates. The door is... It's hard to tell if it's locked or not. The door knob moves, but it is possibly rusted shut or something's blocking it. It's not an easily openable door. But looking at the ground, you do see it has been opened. As you can see, build up on the inside, on the bottom, where stuff would have scooted up. You do know that it opens, with a 26. Yeah. Looking around, there's actually fair bit of mud and stuff like that. That's not like mud, but damp ground, and it stays nice and moist here in the shade. It looks like this used to be a stream that may have passed through the town that got blocked up further on, and so the sewer entrance got disused because it was just blocked up. You see small footprints. Knowing just Sparky outright, they look to be about the size of cobalt feet.
And I kind of point them out to Sparky.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, you could tell that you could recognize at least there's over 5 individuals, but they've actually overtrotted themselves several times. They look like they have a very defined path that they take, and it doesn't go to the road. It goes further in. This alley, little nook thing, only goes about 20 feet. So you follow it, and right at the back left corner, there is a small... You couldn't tell from the street, but these buildings don't connect. It's an alley. It's a really well-hidden alley, and it's very, very tight. But if you were, say, a cobalt-sized, you could easily squeeze your way through and go between, like, looking down of it, it goes to the river. So hundreds of feet with other offshoots.
Cool. Goal completed. This is how good were they at hiding their tracks?
Good, but not impossible. But you, as
Like
special,
there was an attempt to hide their
Yeah.
tracks, but it wouldn't stop someone like sees it.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I won't say like this, but for long. But can we messy it up a bit?
Sure.
Just kind of
Shush.
out.
Shush.
Knowing, because you actually found the tracks, you know exactly where they were. Hiding them is easy. Especially in this kind of environment. I mean, like, you can just step over a lot of this stuff and it just looks like a person's been here. If you want something, like, just to smooth them out, easy enough. You find a rock and just, like, and they're gone. Takes you a couple minutes.
I just need to cover up my tracks.
I pick Sparky up.
Oh my god. Okay. That's all I needed.
I throw you back up
No, what else?
on top of the bridge.
7 feet is... Yeah, a small toss. Yeah, would be easy enough.
Ow!
If you want to roll, go ahead.
Yeah. Because you always crit fail. That was almost a crit fail.
What is it, ethics?
That's athletics.
This wasn't a hard check, but this might have failed it.
That's a...
Gotta love comedy.
That's a 9.
You failed it. He throws you up, but just for some reason, just like, like no momentum.
Just fucking drops you in the mud.
The thing is that he's quite tall. It's only about a 7-foot thing, so even with his arms up, you're like about chest height. You're waiting for like the momentum, and you just get it just the wind knocked out of you.
Ooh, I winded myself doing that.
You easily climb the rest of the way up because you're just holding on to it. But
I'm
like,
just like,
Now it's your turn.
completely forgotten your character's name.
Gunmar.
Gunmar. I look at Gunmar, I'm just like, why did you do that?
I don't know. I thought he'd have more momentum, but I just kind of arm cramp. You know.
That's fine, it happens!
You okay?
Yep, I'm on the bridge!
Tanner was looking at all three of you, just going like, "This is why I don't go down in divots."
Yeah, I can see that. Tanner, the smart one, watched us as we all went into the mud pit.
I like the series of. Oh, that was such a better idea.
That went them all. But yeah, that's all. I think I've got what I need here. Sorry to interrupt.
Huh? What were we doing?
Fletcher.
Oh, okay. Let's go see Fletcher.
Oh yeah. You are now passing the gate bridge. What is FB? Oh, that's Fletcher. Okay. I had a marking on here that I didn't recognize, and it turns out it's what you're looking for. So thankfully, when you
text when she was going to get here.
what? Oh, she's gonna get here around sometime after 6. She always does.
Ah,
No,
I
that's
don't-
an established thing.
I don't pay attention.
But no, Grace will always get here sometime after 6 because of her work. Sometime in the future that might change, but it goes kind of like 2 months at a time.
Ah.
But that's all been prearranged. It's one of the reasons she has that particular chair too, so she can just slip in. Though she always seems to announce it somehow. We move on. We go across. You are across the sluice bridge. You can see into the sluice. People are milling about and stuff like that. Once again, it's a place of wall-to-wall buildings, small alleyways, no defined road or anything like that. Seems to be a fair bit of activity though. This is a day for rest, and people take it as much as they can. A lot more people fishing in the river. Let's see. Fletcher's tent does stick out, but it's not like gaudy. Can I get perception checks? Oh, not Wolf of Tanner. No.
12.
14.
18.
You too.
Yeah.
It makes a little bit more sense.
Average.
It makes a little bit sense, and the sluice bridge has sidewalls, and they are taller than you. Well, I guess you could be
I was
on
about
them.
to say, yeah, I feel like part of your low perception is your...
It actually doesn't have low perception.
I
It's,
do. It's just a +2.
it's not bad.
Zero.
Oh, damn.
Just tall.
Yeah.
But yeah, you two do. You're looking out for something that's different. Is more of the best way to put it out. A lot of while all the ramshackle buildings are ramshackle and home built, they all kind of use the same materials. I'll wait till you get back.
No, it's okay, I'm listening.
Can you grab me one?
Oh, Pop, I want one.
I'm good.
Diet.
Regular.
I mean, diet or 0, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a diet-only household. So you either get like normal diet or Coke Zero.
I know for a fact, coke in your house.
It's just not Coca-Cola. It's just straight cocaine.
Have you?
80 bricks of mixed black tar cocaine.
Alright, that's gonna
You're
be added
very
to the
close.
fucking quote book.
You won. You two notice it. It does stick. So a lot of the buildings here are made of driftwood, some corrugated iron, and other things like that. What you don't see here is the staple of the city, which is the big rock foundations. If they did have rock foundations, they probably have sunken over time. Heavier things will depress slowly into this really soft silt that everything's kind of built on. And those that are lucky enough have built kind of their houses on stilts. Not like tall stilts, like 6 inches. And, just enough to get it off the ground and have a level floor. The kids, Miss Boyle's place was like that. She does laundry. She was also closer to the steps. Like, next to the steps. You find, a place that's similar looking, like ramshackle and stuff like that, but it looks to be what started as a tent and has like an outcropping built out to it. It's different. It's not what you would normally see. It is also really close to the corner of the Skid Row Road and the Sluice Gate. So right at that corner is where you would find... there should be a little brown spot. That's Fletcher's. It's not that big, but that's where they are. He's in that nook.
Gotcha.
It's really close to one of the stairwells going down. And it's next to the bridge.
Gunmar, before he goes in, is like, a lesson in trickery, and he puts his holy symbol in his shirt.
Here's a little lesson in trickery.
So just full smoldering mail, dread helm, billowing cloak. He has no fucking idea I'm a paladin. You have no idea I'm a paladin.
Let me bring
I do.
up...
I do too.
Yes, but Fletcher will have no.
Remember that time you talked to God?
That is a thing that
I remember
happened.
that too.
Yeah.
You did
Good
tell
times.
us.
Give me an
Side
ominous
note.
fucking warning too.
If you're both followers
No.
of Ishmael, why are you a random dude walking into its doorway, armed to the teeth with a helmet with black-eyed eyes?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me get out
Screaming
my
out
Fletcher.
paladin.
I think that he represents Ishmael great in his own way.
Say that with a straight face?
I'm not sure how to react to that statement, so I'm going to pretend it didn't happen.
It is now 11 a.m. Which means...
But thanks.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So once again, this is the... It's more like a big tent, and at the back looks to be some more permanent of the sluice variety ramshackle building kind of thing. The tent looks to be like military surplus. Big, wide, square. A little bit. The only thing denoting it as kind of special, besides the fact that it's canvas and not wooden like the rest of the buildings here, is there is a symbol of Ishmael, kind of crudely. It's not crudely as in like hastily, but more like inexpertly painted on the front.
Yeah, and it's a symbol.
Oh no, that's his symbol. His symbol, as in like denotes him as a god, is different.
Well then.
His holy symbol was different than his god symbol.
Yeah, holy symbol, which is what people that worship him know more about him and stuff like that. Kind of like the fish symbol, Fissions, a physical representation and stuff like that. Which, by the way, is a pun. For you later. But his physical symbol is of a helmet that's cracked.
Ah, that would be kind of harder to draw. But this one is just an oval, like small, like indent.
And it's like, he's trying to be decorative, or is he a follower of Ishmael? And it's like, no, I wanted circles, and I just slipped. And just...
I'm imagining like anyone who draws a circle. Ishmael, I see.
Not specifically ovals.
Yeah, ovals.
If it's not oval enough, you're a heretic.
God, that
There's
was...
an exact ratio of oval to circle. If you do not follow it, there
You are
will be no forgiveness. You will never live this down, butter crackle.
I feel like that, like, if they did have, like, paladin dorms, that would be a running joke among the Ishmaels, like, I can never forgive you for this. It's like, everybody looks at them like, the forgiveness paladin. Weird.
What?
Hey!
Yo, yo, yo.
I failed at throwing Sparky on a bridge.
Yeah.
Character just kind of looked at us disapprovingly.
Of course they did. We're adventurers, what else is new?
So, I'll catch you up. Beck, Sparky, and Vanya are basically taking a long morning, so they're back at the lodge.
Right.
Squirk,
So-
not Sparky.
Quark. Squirk.
That's what I meant. Sorry, you're right.
Quark.
I'm playing Squirk today.
I was really confused. I'm like, I guess Michael's just not going to be involved today.
No, I just wanted to watch.
But basically, anyone who's not at this table is currently hanging out at the lodge.
Okay.
Throw you against the wall and then put you back in the hotel.
You guys decided to head out and talk to Fletcher, since that's too bad. On your way there,
Meeting to do for 3 days.
Yeah.
on your way there, you helped Darwin, and Sparky was helped by Gunmar to find sewer entrances that were more hidden.
Gotcha.
Because,
okay.
as I've mentioned, there's common sewer entrances pretty commonly anywhere in the middle of the road. He's looking for hidden ones. He found one that was easy to access, but not as well hidden as he would like. At a corner of... It's at the Y, breaking off between the 2 points. Easy to get into, but not as hidden as you would like. As you were going down that road, which by the way is very residential, except for the occasional cafe or shop or something like that, it's mostly just houses. Sorry, I almost called you Dunmar. Darwin.
That's
A
your
Dragon Ball
name.
fusion.
Romulo.
It was good. It was good.
Fucking inspiration for that fucking joke.
If you don't have it, go ahead.
A new piece of paper, so I don't know if I did or not. Now I do.
There we go.
That
So-
was phenomenal.
You got, he rolled fucking high. There was this small vacant area that was about 20 feet deep, about 15 feet across, and it looked overgrown with some trash and dirt and other things like that, but it looked like just a vacant piece. He noticed that, like, no, that's shadow. It goes down.
Gotcha.
As he went down and looked at it, he goes only down about 7 feet or something like that. But there is a door there, and it's an old, disused sewer entrance
Okay.
for maintenance. But he also found, with a survival check, another really high survival check, tracks. He found cobalt tracks, and learned that this alleyway that's 20 feet deep doesn't dead end. Kind of. If you go all the way to the end to the left, these buildings around here, even though they're so tightly packed, mostly don't connect. They're really close to each other, but they don't connect. Somebody like a Cobalt, though sometimes having to squeeze, but not entirely, could make his way, or their way, through these insanely small alleyways, and looking down, you can see the river. They go for hundreds of feet throughout, and possibly throughout this whole neighborhood.
What?
So they found that, and having discovered that, they decided to like, cool, mark that in the notes, let's head to Fletcher. They found Fletcher's Place. Fletcher's Place is it's right next to the bridge, the sluice bridge, and also next to one of the stairs leading down to the sluice. Unlike most of the buildings here, his is made mainly of a tent. Looks to be a used military tent, big, long, rectangular, small pointed top. It has a inexpertly drawn symbol of Ishmael on the front in blue paint, possibly because you don't know if there's any significance.
Really?
It might just been surplus kind of thing. Like, it's not necessarily cheap in of itself, but it might have been donated, it might have been something like that.
It is painted purple.
It is not purple. We don't have enough
It is once
Beatles.
the blood gets on it.
Yeah.
But
Ooh, I can write.
Ishmael's symbol is a helmet that's been cracked. And like kind of cartoonishy cracked, so it has like a lightning bolt crack in it.
Okay.
I think like Trojan helm, or like old Greek helm, and then crack in it.
Gotcha.
Like open
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want, it's basically any helmet with a crack is technically the symbol. So if you want to go Viking, you can do that. Or if you want to go Old Knight, but it's helmet with crack is the symbol. In this particular case, it's kind of Greek Spartan, kind of full file.
I like the idea of a ranger that follows Ishmael having like out with a crack in it.
Oh, maybe.
He does have, looks to be, so most of the buildings here I've mentioned, built of like driftwood and corrugated iron that's been left over and stuff like that. There seems to be a new addition to the back of the tent that's a little bit more built out.
Okay.
But it is still mostly tent.
Okay.
You guys are not in front of the tent, but like next to it,
Okay.
talking about it right now. And that's
Gotcha.
what you get in.
Okay.
Oh, he's hidden his...
I've hidden my holy symbol.
Okay,
so
great. I gotta go.
Lovely weather, wow.
It is actually very nice out. It's a great Sunday.
So quick
It's
question.
not actually called Sunday.
How do you knock on a tent?
I imagine if you knock the same way, they'll hear it.
Yeah, but it's just
It'll
kinda,
sound more
it's
flappy,
kinda-
but you'll definitely notice.
I mean, you could knock on like a tent pole.
Honestly,
I
you could
could
just
knock
say,
on
hey.
my shield.
I don't know if
That's a
they
good
would really recognize that as at the front of their tent. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna stop you. This is your mission.
Yeah.
You know more about this stuff than I do.
Alright, we do that.
I've never-
Then we.
The first time I saw a tent was,
fucking fighting people.
yeah. Actually, yeah, that would be the
It
first
was
time
also
I
the
saw
first
a
day I
tent.
saw a bear. I was still
It wasn't even a, like an enemy bear. It was a friendly bear. It was
like,
fine.
"Roar, ah, ah."
I'm pretty sure there wasn't that much burping.
That was for added effect.
Burping we added for effect?
Yes.
I mean,
Comedic effect.
you clearly did it, so...
Like, it fucking happened, didn't it? And then we interrogated somebody. When she woke up, there was just a bear.
That went really well for your favor because you rolled so high. Because she
Yeah.
was going to have like this whole thing.
Just like, nope. Tell us what you know, fucker.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You killed her husband.
Didn't mean to. I didn't kill her husband.
So,
It's like, yeah, you'll be reunited with them
Like,
soon.
honestly, if you're doing bad things, you should know the risks of doing bad
oh
things.
yeah, she knows.
Like-
She did know that. But like, I like those humanizing factors and stuff like that. And I just
Yeah.
love how he died. Like, oh, the convergence of rules.
That were all not in his favor.
I was like, it's a spies round, so you all act at the same time. You both did not declare at the beginning, so you go at the same time. You both declare non-lethal, which is fine, but you over-damaged him to the point of killing him.
Oh, the fucking quote was
One of my
like,
favorite deaths ever.
the quote of, "You are set to hang, but I can make it far worse." And then just her rolling perception or insight going, "Oh no, he's telling the truth." Oh god, he's telling the truth. This is one of my favorite interactions. And the fucking bear trap on a stick.
I wish the bear trap on a stick would work.
Same.
Yeah.
May return one day, who knows?
Keeps consistently failing, but once we get to like the end boss, like this is the guy that's
Eventually
doing all the
we'll
bad
get
shit,
that on the
that's when it
sword.
works.
You need to keep buying bear traps and sticks.
Need to, like, throughout the
Do we need to
campaign,
buy
upgrade.
sticks?
Yes.
I mean, I
If
guess
they
you
want to
can.
be good sticks, like good shaped, like a 2x4 stick.
I
We have
mean,
Darwin for that.
the general store will
Darwin's
sell
not
you a
stick.
stick.
Mm.
He's a bug.
Oh my god, do you have any stick bugs?
That's stick bug,
Just-
motherfucker.
Tape a bear trap to a stick bug.
The stick bug just doesn't do anything.
You don't
All
stick
this is a
Stars
complicated.
his eyes.
Yeah.
You don't tape a stick bug,
Yeah,
bear trap
but-
to a stick bug. You tape a stick bug to bear trap.
No.
It depends on
no.
how big
yeah.
the stick bug is.
Well, anyway,
I cast enlarge 4 times.
In a large dick bug, it's now 6 inches.
Makes it far less cruel, but no, not really. Actually, if it's 6 inches. No.
A
Okay.
yeah, Gunmar goes ahead and knocks on the tent. Hold his put away.
It's like a poof, poof, poof.
I'm gonna use my hat disguise, and I'm gonna make like there's like chainmail.
So staying as Cobalt, but like an armored Cobalt?
Yeah, like
It's
like same clothes and everything, but just like a chain shirt underneath.
Okay. Do you want like a weapon or anything like that, or?
No, I have my dagger on me.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I wasn't sure what visible weapons you had. And
there is a type of.
You want to do right before? By the way, you haven't leveled up.
Was with around
Right.
at the same time of plate armor.
I slept
It was
all
just
of my days
a
off
shirt,
this
but
week
with
'cause I
metal.
was pretty sick.
I
Kinda
like look at them and I see that they both
but it was far more effective.
slightly changed their appearance. I'm like,
no, it's armor. But
good grub. I just make good grubs. That's the only thing I can
He
think
didn't
of
go
in my
over the top,
limited
he just
time.
wants it.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, Tanner's not gonna do anything special.
Cool.
Gunmar activates the
Long
dragon.
rest,
Sack.
correct?
Yes, you guys have just woken up. It's 11 a.m. You guys slept in, and everyone else is sleeping in more. Bring the grubs back?
No, I'm putting them in the pouch.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were going
Be
this
free,
way.
my
Oh, wait,
grubs!
crabs! What? I have one?
Yeah, chainmail.
I do now. Goes right through the chainmail. And like you feel the fabric slightly
You were there when I
deeper
bought
than
them.
what it should.
Oh, these are the glowing dark ones.
It's pretty shit.
Theoretically,
Yeah.
they have not glowed in the dark.
I am
No,
using my new
I'm
dice
just
as
wearing-
well.
Dragonborn sized.
I'm just wearing it for good first impressions.
Ah, I see.
Well,
Forgive me for not
Also,
noticing.
it's not actual.
It's okay.
Like, and you look and
It's
he like
subtle.
puts his hands to his sides and his hands can just completely.
Ishmael doesn't care.
Oh, I know,
Like
but
I had rusty chainmail on for
Well, yeah,
the
but this
majority of the
Fletcher guy seems cool. If he's like a tiny dude, then I want to look cool in front of him. You can't tell me what to wear. You're my mom.
We're meeting a cleric of Ishmael.
I thought he was a paladin.
Is he?
You don't know.
We don't
You
know.
just know his name's Fletcher.
We know he's here for Ishmael.
And he's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
Gonna open the door with like a little like ranger cap with a crack in it.
But yeah.
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah. You kind of bump on it, and you do like there's a wooden pole that you kind of knock on as well. You hear from the inside, "Coming in. Sorry, I'm a little busy."
Gunmar goes.
As you enter, you see the following: rows of cots on either side. They're about 5 deep. Next to them, small makeshift tables, either made of old barrels. One of them actually an end table and stuff like that. They usually have candles on them, and usually some water and bandages. The cots are pretty bare, but they seem to have clean sheets on them, and a small pillow to them. All but one is occupied, and they all seem to be filled with the ale. Or those with ailments. About 6 of them look to be filled with older individuals, both male and female, just rocketing. One has a mother with a young toddler. She's sitting up on the edge of the bed, and just kind of resting the toddler, who seems to be kind of flushed and just holding him in his hands. The other one to be young children between the ages of 10 and 14, 15. So there's 3 of them, one mother, and the rest are older individuals. They all seem to be at rest. Some of them are even sitting up and eating. Looks to be like porridge of some kind. This place is dimly lit. It seems like no matter how many candles there are, it seems still dimly lit in here. The ground is mostly compacted silt, which is not bad for this area. In the far back, there looks to be a cabinet that looks very out of place. Looks like it was meant to hold china, but you can just filled with jars and salves of some kind. There's a wash basin on it, so you can wash stuff in there. There's bandages on the wall. And looking back into the right, you can kind of see where it leads out to that outcropping, and you can see the foot of a small bed. And that's about it. That outcropping still continues, but from this angle, that's as much as you can see. There also seems to be a small writing table right in front of it with a chair and a small notebook in front of it. As far as Fletcher, who you assume to be Fletcher at least, there is a rather tall half-elf He is of kind of more yellowish olive skin. Decently thin but well toned. Seems to be light on his feet. He is wearing a kind of like vestments, but more tied up to be more practical. Vestments are normally very flowy, and these seem to have been tied up to give him better range of motion without getting shit in the way. And normally they flow on the ground. Here you can see they're like tight and bundled in the back. Underneath them you can see commoner's clothing. You see he is like talking to you, but is basically spending his time looking at a notebook and several other people, just checking on them and their progress, and seeing him doing medical things. Let's see, anything else about him you notice? You notice his stone around his neck. It's smaller than yours, but they all look kind of the same. They're like smooth granite. Anything else? You see next to the door two major things. Left-hand side are big jugs that could hold about 20 gallons, and about 2 of them are completely full of water. This water looks very clear. Like you can, even in this dim light, you can see all the way to the bottom of this big ceramic pot. On the right-hand side, you can see a small makeshift table that has looks to be day olds and stuff like that, old food. But looking at it, you can see that like even when you like see some of the mold and stuff on it, it's all flaking off. Who would know this? You have this. Give me a religion check.
Yes, make the not smart.
It matches
You're
your
the
game.
paladin.
That's a 0.
You're the paladin.
It is-
That's a table.
That's a table with food on it. Yeah, that's about as much as you all catch. Fletcher, or who you assume to be Fletcher, is going kind of person to person, and when he hears the rustling kind of stop down, he looks up and just goes like, "Oh, there's a lot of you."
Dreadhelm, smoldering arm.
He looks at you and just like, "Hold. I don't have any money."
That ain't why we're here.
Nah, Gunmar will walk over.
Sorry.
Are you Fletcher?
I am, and I trouble no one, and I know no one will.
Gunmar disables the Dreadhelm and takes out his holy symbol. It's good to see a fellow pal. Good to see another follower of Ishmael.
He looks at you up and down, and he goes like,
With a shit-eating grin.
he has a very hollow face, and like you can see bags under his eyes, and just like,
Ah.
Any of you injured?
No. I heard there was a cleric of Ishmael. I wanted to see him for myself. Not many of our people.
No, there isn't. My name's Fletcher Baird.
Gunmar.
Baird. B-A-I-R-D. He shakes your hand.
Pleasure to meet you. Gunmar Doku.
Alright. Anyway, yes. I've been the only cleric of Ishmael here in this city for a while. I was born here, been here my whole life. He looks around like, okay, everyone looks kind of stable. Mary, and he talks to the woman, he's holding the toddler. If little Isaac gets uppity again, come get me. I'm gonna talk to these guys outside. He nods her head. I was like, here, it's crowded in here, let's talk out front. And he takes you to beside the tent, where there's a like this tent plus building makes an L. You on the nook. Alright. So, you're not injured.
Nope.
You're far of Ishmael. What can I do for you?
Well, I hadn't run to many followers of Ishmael since I came from
Rodheim is where you were just from.
No,
Drideheim's where the game started.
Rock.
no, not the fucking town that Gunmar. That Gunmar keeps sending people.
Lowcliff.
Lowcliff.
Lowcliff. You were never in Lowcliff.
You never went there.
Oh,
No.
You just know of one that's there.
We just keep sending people.
Mhm. No, Ishmael did tell you of a temple there.
okay.
But
Oh, it came recommended by a god. Okay.
yeah, no, Lowcliff, you've never been.
Gunmar inserts the town that he's been from.
Doesn't have a name. You didn't come from a town.
I came from a.
Yes, that was a Lucluse temple. The first place you found was basically the road leading to Rodheim.
I haven't seen many. I had yet to see any followers of Ishtar for myself. Man, dude.
You found one, Carver.
Oh yeah. Aside from one, but he unfortunately squandered his second chance. So. But it is good to see. I simply wanted to see another follower.
Who was the follower?
Ex-Captain Carver.
I know of him. I helped him.
Uh,
Or, I gave him as much guidance as I could, but he was older than me, and he taught me more than I know. Sad to see it broke. Squandered is probably not the best word either. Not often you get redeemed a second time, but even if you do not get redeemed in his holy light a second time, you may be redeemed among your peers.
yeah. And I believe that is what happened. He helped us in the end. Hope that he got a second.
Hopefully, he was a good guy.
Eh.
I heard stories when he was younger, and, well, he turned over a new leaf for the better. Anyway, I don't see many clerics wearing heavy armor.
I'm no cleric. Paladin of Ishmael.
Give me an insight check.
Actually, really? It's like-
Of Ishmael? Not often.
Oh, that's fair.
No, they're mostly redemptions.
That's 12.
He's hard to read, but he gets a reaction. But with that low of a roll, it's a 12. He seems taken back and cocks his eyebrow and just like,
It is a complicated series of events.
sure it is.
It is.
Look, I'm gonna be real with you. There hasn't been a paladin of Ishmael in 500 years.
That I did not know. I've heard that there have not been many paladins of Ishmael. I didn't know that there haven't been a paladin of Ishmael in 500 years.
Exactly what I was expecting you to say.
But I can assure you, I am. I can smite something to prove it. Smite a rock. That is a thing I can do.
True.
He's not that strong and he's not gonna blow spells. Here, look, let me think. 'Cause
Sparky takes his dagger, stabs himself in the thumb.
That'll work.
Oh yeah,
Lay on hands.
And let one point to lay on hands.
that's interesting. That's very interesting.
I almost did the whole slip my palm thing, but I'm like, I always hate that when people do it.
Because
in
it's
movies.
terrible.
It's so it's the
No. They do
It's
it because of the
awful.
prop knife, and it works better that way. But
Yeah.
no one would do that.
No,
Yeah.
that's not where you would cut. For
Ah,
any
yes,
reason.
nobody would do that. Gunmar told he wasn't thinking of fucking doing
Gunmar
that.
would
doing the
realize
exact
immediately
same
that it
thing.
hurts a lot.
No, like, slicing hand open, slicing Sparky's hand open, and just kind of brothers.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, that's weird.
That's a
He
thing
just
that's not
thought-
going to happen now.
so he looks at that and he sees it for what it is. There's a barrel there, and he just kind of leans on. Goes, Paladin of Ishmael, at least you claim to be.
Yeah.
That's unusual.
By the way, rare.
And neither did I.
I don't.
Well, I mean,
I knew being a paladin of is rare. Paladin.
look, 500 years may be a bit of an exaggeration, but we're talking hundreds of years minimum.
Yeah.
Not since the. Oh, here, this is an important
The
word.
Hardfire Wars?
No, the Hardfire Wars were 50 years ago.
Like all the note takers. Assume the position.
Starts going through his notes. We grab our pencils.
That audio thing is going to be messed up without music.
It's okay. No, because it'll do
The
exactly what it
fan
was
might
meant
do
to do.
No.
Maybe. It actually didn't pick it up much last
Oh,
time.
okay.
Look, there hasn't been Paladin since the Great Redemption.
Of course, copyright.
We're not the most creative.
We're not. Our holy symbol is a soothstone.
Hey, I like the stone.
So do I, but still, it's not the most creative.
It's fine. I have a whole color coding system for important plot events.
So do I.
Yeah, color coding.
I am somewhat new to being a paladin of Ishmael, or being a follower of Ishmael. What is the Great Redemption?
He looks legitimately taken back. You know, it's not the most common story, but anyone who knows Ishmael knows it. How new are you to Ishmael?
Couple months new.
Sorry, what?
Level 4 new.
Yeah, a couple months.
Fool me.
I'm working on another story.
It is a story that
It's the
Everyone's
foundation
is not
story.
moving too.
It's the story. Here, hold on. Let me stay here for a second. And he runs back in, and you can, because of the thinness of the walls, you realize. Oh no, he doesn't go into the tent. He goes to a side door that goes into like what you can assume is his little shack. And
He's going to get his book of Genesis.
yeah, actually, he's coming back, and he comes back with a holy text. It's not big.
He's not the god of writing.
It's like 12
Let me go
pages.
get the holy pamphlet with it. Like a little trifold.
Dude, so many more people would be into it if it was pamphlet size.
This
This is the Spark Notes version.
He comes back with a small book. The book is, it's not like Bible size.
but it's
It's like it's just under 100 pages. It's not a long story. It's like I'm gonna give you the Spark Notes here, but
It's one of those like at-size books that they give out on college campus street corners.
oh god, it's not that fucking small because that's a pain in the ass to like. That's a actual prayer book, like legitimate prayer book size. No, this is more like a reference book sized. So like easy to read, like flip through and like I'm citing my sources kind of shit.
Neat.
No, more like player's handbook size.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like big reference book kind of size.
Gotcha.
easy to read, easy to
Yeah.
reference.
But yeah, and as he
Should
flips
be
through,
in
you also
blackface.
see this illustrations and stuff.
Ooh.
This is it's a press book, which means these are all woodcut carvings and stuff like that. So any of the pictures. Flipping through, anybody with proficiency in medicine?
I sincerely
I don't think so.
doubt.
No,
No.
Godfrey might have.
Godfrey definitely did. Yep.
God.
Doesn't matter.
Breed.
You beat me to it. I had liquid in
Holding in his hand. By the way, I didn't mention this. Fletcher looks young. Fletcher looks like in his early 30s, late 20s. The only thing that defies that is his face. It looks double his age. Okay, not double. Looks like 10 years older.
How old was Carver?
Carver was 43.
Yeah, he was middle-aged. Just under middle-aged.
Actually, no, I have the exact age here. I'm pretty sure it is 43, though. But Carver was 34, so I
Oh,
reversed the
wow.
numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that means Fletcher was 33 or under. Because you did describe him, Carver being older.
Yeah.
And
And he looks around and he looks at you, and he goes like, "Oh yeah."
Right as you sneeze.
Sorry, that was not purposely timed.
Like, we just hear Darwin's. And we all just kind of look at him.
You okay?
As he's not moving and he just sneezed in his mask.
Oh, it's everywhere!
You watch as he just goes.
No, he takes it off. It's another mask underneath. Cleans the first mask and puts the first mask back on. Does fucking nothing. But
I buy that. I buy that story.
Yeah.
I buy that headcanon.
So anyway,
Sorry.
no, you're good.
Darwin makes a great conspiracy theory.
He does turn to Darwin because you portray as human.
Right?
Does he?
Like despite everything, yeah.
Despite it
the-
all.
Look, the other thing he could be, he's a half elf, and they don't see the pointed ears, and him being a half elf knows they're sensitive and they don't usually get covered. Person to person definitely changes, and when needed, they'll definitely do it. But walking about, no need to.
Are
and
your ears exposed?
no.
No,
Okay, I didn't think so.
no, and
That's part of the reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the other one you kind of say is a tiefling, but tieflings have horns.
Pulled a Hellboy and just kind of chopped him off.
I mean, yes, you could totally do that, but
More likely someone else would have done that to you. But anyway.
Yeah.
but he looks at you and just like, you know the story of Ishmael, right?
Do you?
You know the story?
Do you know the story, Bish?
You can make up anything from what you have perceptive and what I've given you now. Make up anything you want.
Basically, bullshit. The story of Ishmael.
Yes.
Alright, I think I have the
He
the
rode
gist
in
of
on
it.
a white whale.
Alright. I mean, yeah, I bet he kind of
It's
knows.
a redemption story, isn't it? Himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, yeah, you know it. So,
Oh, and
That statue you found.
yeah, that Gunmar like pulls out the statue he found in the tomb.
Well, that looks different.
Yeah,
oh, you found one of the old ones?
yeah. It's
buried in a tomb.
very-
Was it older or almost as old as the Empire? That tomb?
Old.
It was-
Just younger.
It was just younger than the Empire.
Still old.
I got mummy rot in that tomb. I got better. But
May I see that?
here.
Great.
Anyway, he does like hold it out. He puts the book down, by the way, and like holds it out and just holds up his stone, holds it close, and like starts muttering a prayer. And a couple beats go by, about 30 seconds, and you see the statue itself shift.
Oh.
And you see the armor of Ishmael that he's wearing, which was full plate, sheds. The shield at his side falls off. A necklace appears around the figure of Ishmael. His sword is dropped from him, but instead of falling off the statue, it falls into the like pile next to him, and he's standing on helmets, and all of the helmets crack. And he's
Now
wearing.
it's a new one.
Yeah, he goes, there you go. That should be better now.
Oh, thank you. What was new before? He doesn't seem to be always be.
No.
Wasn't it war and might?
Yep.
Remains.
At that, Gunmar just kind of goes, oh, it's like, oh, that's right. And his eyes go fucking wide. He's like, oh.
So, the story of Ishmael. Once the god of war and pride of the human pantheon. In his name, armies across had been granted boons and favors for the total victories against their conquered enemies. He was a bloodthirsty god and rewarded his followers an afterlife of continual combat. But Ishmael was one of the only gods to be on a plane of himself and not join the other ones. He lived on Yizgard. Ysgard. Being alone, he was in an echo chamber of his own creation, and his zeal was what blinded him to the destruction of his actions and the very forces that spawned him. Now this was, the way of war was innate, or thought to be innate at the time, and so the other gods let him be. But as Great War was happening, some 6 years ago, in Empire history, this is known as the Expansion. When the old Empire crossed the rest of the plateaus and made it to this war with all those, and the uniting of that. It was a major conquest. The king at the time was a devotee of Ishmael, and his paladins and himself ran the front lines. And they expanded the power of the empire greatly, but they killed a lot of people in the process. Huge atrocities, towns were burned, etc. We don't sure exactly why, but the other gods, we have to assume they work together. Because, so when you die, your soul goes to your respective god that you choose, or the one best fitting. The Silent Lady weighs you if you have not pledged, and figures out where you go. Silent Lady had been transporting all the souls of those that had been killed in this conquest, and was an overwhelming number from what we understand, a theological point of view. And when your soul goes up, you go with your misery, with your emotions intact, and then you get absorbed as part of your God. Or at least your God understands it and takes on your emotion. They were all hurting because of the actions of Ishmael. Ishmael was only taking those that belonged to him, the warriors that fell, the one that leveled in battle. The echo chamber. When, we're not sure who did it, we don't know the whims of gods, but they stopped taking the souls for a while. Every soul killed by the Ishmaels gathered. And instead of absorbing that, which is necessary for the sustainment from what we understand of the divine, they gathered and held and voluntarily gave these souls that were rightfully theirs by wills of the people, and all at once gave them to Ishmael.
Ooh.
So all of his victims, of his people, for an unknown amount of time, were granted to. He was sensitive to this, having never experienced it before, and it weighed on him. So while he got stronger, he was weighted by this energy. They became the stone around his neck, the great weight.
Throughout all of this, Gunmar, so his eyes slowly get way wider. Cut. Just slowly gets way wider, and a look of realization just crosses his face. It's like, oh, and he's contemplating, like, you know why he's contemplating. God knows why he's contemplating. You guys don't, but God does.
So, there's one more aspect of this. After the waiting, Ishmael takes the weight and repents, or regret. And he takes off his helm and he cracks it in half. Hence the symbol. So, after that he goes quiet for a while. All the paladins belonging to that king and the king himself lose their power. At that point, the conquest was functionally over and meet the other side. And a couple hundred years later, they would take the plateaus we live on now, as uninhabited as they were at the time, besides some local tribes. And those were incorporated in, you now know them as the Circle of Forestry Forces. But at that point, for 10 years, Ishmael was quiet. And then he returns. He's no longer in Ysgard. He sends a vision to some of his followers that still follow him. Apparently he weighed, according to the book, and he holds out, he weighed the souls of every follower of his and deemed some wanting, and felt the guilt that he could now recognize in each of their hearts. And those that had it, he gave each a stone. And then they all got a singular vision, a vision of regret, of remorse, and they became the first apostles of Ishmael. They were told to go to all the towns, to all the places, find everyone they wronged, forgive, apologize, and then work towards forgiveness through action. Whereas they passed and then were communed with later on, we learned that Ishmael has a new plane. As with, did I retcon that? Hold on.
The Holy Book has, like, bases. It's
got
crossed
red
out.
pen in it.
It's like not canon.
Arrow, like over here.
Turn to page 84.
Gardens and trees and
It's a choose your adventure Bible.
With this, I can rightfully believe whatever I want. All of my actions are just.
Well, like any good choose your own adventure book, most of the endings are you're dead now.
All of my actions are just. You just burned down an orphanage. Like I said, just. Turn to page 34.
Have sinned, you must repent.
Yep. I didn't
Say
really
12
cover
Hail
it.
Marys.
Ysgard was destroyed, in a sense. A better way to put it is combined. At that time, the Halflings' pantheon lived in a plane called Utopia.
Of course I did.
The humans who lived on Mount Celestia, can check your page. Elysium. They helped and already have granting him some power and other things. Were able to combine what remained of his realm into Utopia, and they created Bitopia, which is now the realm of the Halfling gods. But Ishmael also sits there, secluded island, by himself, from what we know, contemplating the actions of not only that war, but every war that was ever fought in every soul that gives him his very strength. Anyway, easy to say, his following died off. So, besides the initial apostles, it's been mostly clerics. I have heard tales of other paladins, but hearsay at most.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll. Really a thing with me. Gunmar starts to tear up.
Okay.
Like, he recognizes, like, it is familiar. Gunmar just cries.
Sparky just kind
I
of.
don't know why. And Gunmar is, like, really quiet at this point. Yes. I would like to speak to you. For curious.
I am.
I shall talk to you. Follower of Ishmael to a follower of...
You'd like it that way?
Very well. Later. I'm gonna... quite ready to tell my friends here.
Understandable. No, that's the great redemption.
Gunmar is kind of, like, taking the Soothstone is like, Soothstone now. Because Gunmar's world just got fucking rocked. Wasn't expecting this much backstory in like a fucking four-person campaign session.
We're basically in a one-off right now.
Oh my god.
I've had this written for months.
Yeah.
There's more here too. I can't tell you. That has to do with foundations and gods and how they.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll figure it out like way later on. But nobody's asking the kind of elephant in the room, which is every time I usually tell this, everybody usually. Really? Nobody.
What is the elephant in the room? I'm very dumb. What is the elephant in the room?
Is there no god of war?
Yeah, that's a good
No,
point.
I didn't consider that. Is there a god? I don't know much about the gods. I didn't know there wasn't a god of war.
I knew there was a god of war. I just didn't put two and two together.
There isn't a god of war. He was the god of war, and there's no more god of war. In fact, in none of the pantheons, there are no gods of war. Following his step, every god of war did a similar thing. Most did not go for redemption. Most switched focuses to more power or right, or just switched similar but different. The major difference they did. And this was told to all theologians and heads and any clerics out there at that time, and it's a lesson we all continue to learn. The souls of warriors, those that die in battle and their victims, no longer get sequestered to a single god to bear that weight, which was the god of war. They are now shared, so that every god may know the suffering of those that have fallen in battle. And so the burden of death is shared among the pantheon. And hence, there is no god of war. For war should not be a foundation.
You know, I never gave it that much thought.
Why?
It's a theological argument, doesn't really affect the day-to-day of people. But it was, it happened over the next 100 years after the Great Redemption.
I'll come by later. But, yeah. I did not know much of this because, as you know, I am Dragonborn and Dragon. We don't worship the human gods.
Understandable.
Mostly. Like, they exist.
Perfectly fine. Oh, gods don't require... They no longer require a set race, though. It looks like their beginnings were foundational on them.
Yeah.
The scholars have been looking at this. I'm not much of a scholar myself. I'm more practical. I just know that how the gods came about and why we kind of know that this is a human god and a halfling god. Why we know that, we don't know why. And we know that they fully accept any worshippers. A halfling can worship a human god, a tiefling can worship a gnome god, and we know from communions with those spirits after life that, yes, they go to the god they worship. Why they were founded that way is an unknown mystery.
The mortals are not...
Possibly, or if you're in my boat, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's also that.
It happened, we moved on. Oh, you missed something big.
There's no longer a god of war.
Oh, good.
You no longer missed something big.
have one more question about that. You said that many hundreds of years ago, people believed that war was inherent.
In a sense, we know we had a god of war, and that god of war predated, or possibly always existed. Or maybe didn't. We don't know. It just...
That's a weird... They're weird.
That was the aspect that he was and was always there. As far as recorded history we have.
So it sounds like because there was a god of war, assumed that war was interior.
In a sense, some scholars truly believe that, but at the same time we've had war since.
Yeah, I was about to ask about that. Has
it reduced
war?
war?
not introduced, but has the nature of war changed since the Great Redemption?
No, not at all. It did not reduce anything. Some scholars, some more the skeptical or cynical, believe it was not like a stunt or anything like that, but that it was more of a realignment that was always inevitable. And it was just a god switching his powers. Some thinks it was the hiding of a death of a god, which doesn't make a lot of sense. We have no proof of gods yet. But at the same time, we don't know a lot. But no, there has still been wars. The major difference is that we now know that those that fall in battle and those that fight in battle, soldiers and such, those that participate, including the higher-ups, when they die, they go to any kind of what closest other than that. That if, as long as they didn't pledge themselves to some other devil or something like that.
This Silent Lady.
Giant Lady has no followers. She doesn't.
But
she judges, but waits.
Judges where they go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. She spreads them amongst the other gods.
So they all share the burden. And so one guy cannot get strong off the fighting of mortals, is the sense. Some cynicals believe that it's just a way for all the gods to share, because Ishmael no longer shares in that burden. That's why he lives on Bitopia and not in Elysium. Other skeptics put him as... Not skeptics, sorry. People in my boat take the story at face value. A ploy by the other gods to possibly weaken him, or to at least slow him down, because the gods do require mortals as far as we know. Or maybe they don't, but they seem to look out for us. There are truly good ones that do think us as... They do care for us. And so they tried to slow him down, and they kind of went overboard, and in a sense, the gods are reflections of us. And so, faced with this overwhelming guilt, he reinvented himself. At the same time, recognizing it the whole time. I mean, that's his deal.
Gunmar just kind of start like, I thank you for writing me on this. I had no idea.
Oh.
I thought Ishmael in his current form. And insert description of Ishmael from when he visited.
Which, by the way, now looks a lot like that statue you have.
Yeah, of course. Just on the man that offers you like stale bread and butter.
To redeem yourself, you must be redeemed from something. No, any innate god of redemption is almost a falsehood. Don't tell the gnomes that, though. Inside joke. Cleric theology joke. Here, take this. And he holds you the book. That has the story of the Great Redemption and a couple...
Ishmael Bible.
If you want to call it that, it's fine. It has the story of the Great Redemption, and it has a couple tales of a couple so-called paladins of his, but a paladin and a really good cleric look a hell of a lot. And the thing is that Ishmael had a lot of paladins when he was in the war.
As a god of war does.
Yes. The apostles, by the stories, when granted redemption, all became clerics. And from then on, paladins were very rare, if not truly considered paladins almost. There's debate about whether those stories are actually just clerics who act in a paladin-esque way.
Are you secret?
Oh, we've been over this.
So,
and backup characters for everyone.
Were there ever any stories of Ishmael appearing before these apostles, or?
The apostles, no, but all the paladins have that story.
Yes, we do. And Mark casually just says that.
At least it's a part of all the stories. He appears.
It might be true.
He mostly communicates like other gods. Dreams, visions.
An old man kind of making he gets specific without actually saying it. Like visits you in like a cold storage while you're making sure Captain Carver doesn't fucking die. As it is that.
I mean, mostly it's just in camp at night, but yeah.
Yeah, he appeared before me.
Lucky you.
Yeah. He
Hey,
It
that's
is when
expected.
I-
Gosh.
It is when I took my oath of redemption, specifically at level 3, that he appeared before me. He gave me an ominous warning about things come, but,
Well, he probably has a plan.
hey.
I don't think he makes them often. And even if he makes them, I think kind of obviously, they don't get a lot of attention. So they use paladins.
I wasn't sure if we were talking about plans.
Planes? Like planes?
Plans.
Oh, plans. No. Plans are usually pretty simplistic, and they revolve
Redeem
around.
this guy.
It's fair.
Look, we know of those ones. If those stories are true, the one I just handed you,
Yeah.
there's a couple in there. They all have the same beat. A warrior, a great warrior, who was known for his cruelty, gets redeemed upon some event in their life.
Can I roll to see if Gumar does a good poker face when he says that?
You can roll deception.
There's an interception,
I was gonna
bitches.
say you're a charisma class. You got
I mean, you've
Go
already
ahead.
passed my insight.
That is a 19.
Nice.
Oh.
So yeah, some event happens. He goes to them. They devote himself to that. They do something in regards to whatever they were doing. Or sometimes at least one of them has nothing to do with what they were doing. They're not even on the same continent if you read the story correctly.
Not even the same region of the continent.
And then they die. Some of them it's died in battle. Some of them they live out the rest of their days. It's, there's no after. So if your story's like theirs, I'm sorry.
You're gonna die.
But if your story is different, maybe it's a new spreading of Paladins of Ishmael.
Who knows? It is best not to question the goals of the gods.
It's always the best intentions to question those of the gods.
But,
We question. And if it's true, and usually it is, I see those skeptic eyes.
The way you phrased the sentence was like, wait, what? We're good.
Yeah, like whole thing.
yeah.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Sorry.
I thought you meant like the whole thing.
Same. I'm like, you're very calm about this. I wouldn't be.
I would be in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
I'm a finger fell off. Also, ah!
Oh god, that's.
It hurts a lot.
I had someone
it's-
crush one of my toenails once. Like, they stepped on it and like the
It
nail
cracked.
bed was shattered.
I had that too.
There is a fucking
Wow,
scene
yeah.
in
I
Resident
just
Evil.
power
After I
tools
did like
through my nail.
hiking at Yosemite, I did.
There is a scene in Resident
I've
Evil
seen that too.
7
Yeah.
where you're going like a fucking like death maze,
Of course.
and there's a TV, and you watch the TV, and the guy who made the death maze just takes pliers and starts ripping off his fucking fingernails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to this day, I cannot look at that thing.
That's why they put it in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, nope.
To squick you out.
I'm fine with people getting chopped in half brutally. I'm not, no.
Like,
Oh.
That was Outlast's whole appeal too.
Anyway.
Appeal.
shtick.
Yeah,
there we go.
He get all the fingernail off.
Oh.
There's
Anyway.
a,
Degloving fingernails.
there's a word for that, but I can't place it right now. And it's
Yes, no.
not
The
sure.
wills of the gods should reflect the wills of the people.
Yeah.
If gods want us to wage war, it's usually because we want to wage war. They usually are a step or two behind the zeitgeist of the people. They have actual goals or anything like that. Well, either they're incredibly complicated or incredibly subtle. Or both.
Most of the time, both.
I personally don't have the head for much of this, and am very confused.
Don't worry, you can follow my opinion. They're there to aid us, and they exist to aid us. They're there when we need them. That's it.
Or in the case of other deities, like the draconic deity, Sparking Nose, they are there to destroy us. Specifically, the draconic god of I don't know.
Of that one.
Then,
That one.
yeah,
Fair point. Yeah.
Specifically, the draconic god of vengeance.
She's listed as God of the members, but
It is.
He's referencing a page I gave him.
yeah, I don't know what's on that. I'm just making jokes because we have a team on it.
Oh yeah!
Grace the whole time was like, that one,
that one.
when you team out.
I'll take your word for it. I don't know a lot about the Draconic Pantheon. Or there
Yeah.
was a Draconic Pantheon.
no,
Yeah.
they're not great.
Yeah, they're a bitch.
Like 2/3 of the Draconic Pantheon is kind of.
There's one good one. Like, but
He's great.
He is great, Sparky. But I like Ishmael more.
That's great.
But I like this one.
Made even better by the fact that it's a fucking platinum dragon and a hobo.
Fucking dare you!
I love that comparison. Okay.
Imagine he points to it with the compass axe, just like has it pointing at the dragon. He's like, "That one's brilliant," and it just shifts.
Oh god.
Great. Times When Dunmore was a meme. Added to the list.
Anyway, if you want to continue having theological discussions, I would love to, but I have patience inside.
Yes.
I shall talk to you later in the day.
Sure thing.
Thank you for
Is-
the information.
Is there any
Helpful.
like equipment elves or anything that you need that
Yeah, you
could
need
pick up
anything?
for you or like?
If you want to do a donation to the food, we always take that. I bless it every morning to make sure. So even if it's day old or anything.
That's what that is. I thought it was just a table of food, like moldy food, but you're blessing it?
I'm curing it of disease and purifying it.
Ah!
That way, even if it's day old or something like that, it's perfectly edible. It's not the best, but it's edible.
So I have a question. And I pull out a grub.
Oh god.
I have any use for this. You eat it and it fills you up for a day and heals you a little bit.
It is better than it looks.
Like
It's not that
legitimately,
much
not
better
not
than
a
it
joke.
looks.
Yeah.
It is a bit
Medicine, you say?
Yeah.
He just eats it.
And it's safe for children.
It is safe for children if they'll swallow it.
Yeah, why?
He just, you see him chew it for a bit and just like swallow
It's
it.
non-toxic. That doesn't mean it tastes good.
And he waits and I'm like, yeah, and has some healing properties to it. And you're right, I'm full, but that taste is going to be hard to swallow for a lot of kids. No, I gotta admit, it actually tastes like an old dish that we used to have. Maybe the older folks will like it.
I have prestidigitation. Can
It-
flare it up for any
Probably does help it a bit. Let me see what's. Cantrip.
I always have
Oh, of course you would have those cantrips, yeah. If that's something you could provide, how long do they last?
24 hours.
which is how long the fullness lasts.
Not too bad, but I can give it to some of the older folks. Anyway, the rest of them in there are just trying to survive long enough to pass over their illnesses. Unfortunately, I can only cure them twice a day. And usually I spend one of those just healing at least somebody who comes in with an injury. So it's always kind of a little risky, is what I'm getting at. So if you have,
Do you accept donation? Like monetary value?
sure, there's a giving box over there.
Goodmar goes over and 30 gold in the box.
It is around the corner, so nobody does see you do it except for the people inside. Go back to the...
Assumptionism. Is there a donation box? Yes, please. Return.
Yeah, okay. He does that day, he does that once, he does that 3 times a day. Yep, okay. So no, I spend most of my day waiting until I get a amassment of people that are injured, and then I can heal them all at once, at least once a day. If somebody comes in who's on the brink, I will heal, I can do that about twice a day, and then I can cure a disease once a day. That's what I basically have as box standard.
I'm sure you've already thought about it.
You can give me scrolls of restoration. That would be a tremendous help.
What is that? Second level? Second. Okay.
Those are always top of my list. Other than that, food, castings of create food and water is always good every once in a while. For those that, a lot of people here in the slump are old. Retirement plans don't really exist. So after you're done working and your funds run out, you're still on your own. So a lot of them end up selling their homes and stuff like that. It gives them more time and all that. But a lot of these people never thought they'd live to 80, 70, 90. And just...
Dragonborn also don't live back.
The rest are kids. Kids get sick.
Fun fact, I'm gonna die soon.
I remember dying in like 30 plus years.
Oh, you're...
Same. Anyway, if you want to... Funds are always accepted. Food is even better. If you can give me restoration spells, I will always take them. Thank you. I'll use these today. And he just puts it in like his vestment pocket, big pocket right up here.
Alright.
If anyone can spare, you said you're a paladin, right?
Hi. We have 19 points of brain hands left.
Not
Alright.
bad.
That's 3 ring of a disease.
Honestly, it would be incredibly helpful if we had a paladin around every once in a while.
Yeah.
Where?
And
Every 500 years or so.
if you're willing to spend some resources,
Of course. This is the least.
Alright.
We
So-
grab food or something.
You guys go on ahead. I'll be here.
Go right ahead. If you want something local, I say get out of the slump.
Well, I meant to.
Oh, if you want to go get me food, go right ahead. But party stuff that can keep, potatoes, starches, shit like that. We pace it out.
I know what potatoes are. We don't have potatoes in the desert. They're
Yeah, he
delicious.
learned what a baked potato is the other day.
Yeah.
It is a breath of fresh air
You
being
also
around
learned.
Dunmar. And also traveling somewhere that isn't underground.
Like, I had no
Literally,
idea.
breath of fresh air.
Like, about a few weeks ago, I had no idea what a wolf was.
It's been 9
That was
days.
last week.
But
That was last week.
Looks at you. You're not local?
No, I'm not. Why do you ask?
Oh, actually, no, it's a shame. I was going to ask you to help me with something.
If it's anything to do with the kobolds here in Mont, I very much like to meet them, and if it's helping them, I would love to help them.
Well, it's actually mostly helping me. They provide me with a salve every week or two. Anyway, I was going to send them a note and the month's payment. If you were local, I was going to give it to you so you could carry it to them.
I could do that. I just don't know where they are yet.
I have
don't
no
know.
idea.
Where do you
I-
usually send the money?
One of them shows up dead of night. But it's been a couple days past our due date. That being said, that's not unusual, but I was just wondering.
I would be hesitant to take it before I actually know them and the arrangement. But I can definitely, because I am going to go find them, but I can
yeah,
definitely.
that's
Alright.
the reason where it came from.
Send, what was his name? Glitter Scales, I think is what he called himself. He seems to be like one of the topside runners. Speak common.
Common's weird.
Okay,
Called him
so
a top runner?
Oh, that was a name that Fletcher seemed to make up, but he called him a topside runner. Somebody who like runs topside. Yeah.
I'm actually interested. How much do you actually know? All I know is that they're apparently pretty secretive.
I would agree with that. I only started knowing about them about a year, a little bit over ago. They seem to heal their own, but at one point, I heard a splash in the night in the river. I went to go check it out, and there was 4 of them, and one looked pretty badly hurt.
Oh no.
Looked like he fell from the bridge. Not
Oh
sure.
no.
Not a big fall, but they're small. You know.
Right.
Anyway, his ankle was twisted something nasty, and I healed him on the spot, and they were appreciative. Ever since then, every once in a while, I got a salve on my doorstep, left some coin out. A couple weeks later, got a new salve. Eventually timed it that I actually caught the bugger, when not like in a trap, but just at the same time. We talked a little bit, but honestly, I know his name, and they're appreciative, and they don't mind the coin. I pay about 10 gold every month, and they give me a little bit of this salve ointment. It's very, very good on some of the infections we get down here. Very moist environment. It's perfect for infections, unfortunately. This helps block a lot of it.
Thank you very much. This is incredibly.
Yeah.
I'm usually blowing my spells before 2 p.m., so if you get hurt, try to do it in the morning.
That's actually when we tend to do it.
True.
Yeah.
But you look like adventuring types, right?
Yeah,
You guild
yeah.
members?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. All of us simultaneously take out the fucking
Nope.
Like,
Alright, if you're guild, you get to pay full price.
Yep.
cool.
Costs me nothing, but it helps people down the line.
Can you give me one?
What level cleric are you? Out of curiosity.
No.
It seems like it's a rude fucking question, like in-universe rude question to ask.
It is kind of a rude question, but it's just like, I'm just
What level are you? Dude! can't just say that.
You
can't
have to
just
ask
ask
somebody
You
to
can't
ask.
just ask a cleric his level.
I'm new to this holy shit! I've been a paladin for a month!
It's just clerics that it bothers.
I will say I didn't start one.
That's because they know they're cooler at higher levels.
I didn't start as a cleric.
Understandable.
I didn't start as a paladin.
Question. You did start as a paladin.
Yeah, I started as a paladin.
Mhm.
Player levels are all in paladin.
Can I see if I can
I
tell
know they
what he
are.
started as?
Yeah, go ahead.
Insight?
Insight would be the number one, yeah. But if you want to try to pull it off using like perception or investigation, I will change the DC. But insight's the number one.
Well, he's rolling it.
Oh, good.
No, I'll see if I can percept anything.
You know
Sure
what
thing.
would be useful in the cave fisher fight? A shield of missile attraction.
I thought you were a shield of missile
I know, but we
attraction.
completely fucking forgot about it.
True.
When Sparky got
Look, it's your
found.
it's your thing to
Right
remember,
next to me.
Brendan.
You do have to remember your own magical items.
Yeah.
23.
Unfortunately.
Wow. Perception?
Yeah.
You noticed a couple things throughout the time you've met Fletcher. You've known him for about half an hour now, but when you first saw him, he moved very gracefully. But as he walked, like, towards you and towards you, even though, while this is soft glance, he walked abnormally quiet.
Ah, I see.
While he has very plain clothing on, every once in a while you see a bulge of something that's underneath.
Rude.
No, not like that. Basically something's hidden or something like that. He seems to be very compartmentalized. He's carrying more on him than he looks. Especially with the 23. As well with that, he's decently guarded and seems to be weary and... First things first, like, people are doing harm, and
Like with-
then...
Literally, he saw Gunmar and was like, "We don't have any money."
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of person we're dealing with.
Well, also
like,
the kind of place we're in.
well, yeah.
Does
Yeah.
makes sense.
I'm
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, okay. You get a sense of
We're
rope.
looking at Tanner's future.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, when Tanner turns into a cleric.
Tanner's future multi-class. Terrible.
And what a
Class.
multi-class it is.
Take
But
at
yeah.
least one level of cleric with whatever character.
Every character. Needs a
we
level of
will,
cleric.
Bid you adieu for now.
Brother
Guidance,
Gunmar,
guidance,
Brother
guidance.
Fletcher, honorary Brother Tanner told us something. I'm sorry, what? It's my favorite bit from the weekly roll fucking webtoon. Like their sorcerer just became an honorary brother of the paladin's god.
We're on
Just
dwarves
to-
in another game.
Ah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
sorry.
We're dwarf enough to count for magical requirements.
Yep.
We are
Still not using the dwarven thrower.
That's fair.
going to go and do some other MR back tomorrow. I'll probably send if we find some spells. I'll send those.
Did you want to today or?
I'll go ahead and stay today and help around the place.
If you want to stay the rest of the day, I need you for like maybe 5 minutes. But if you
Oh,
want to keep
okay.
going, I can show you a thing or two about medicine.
Right on. I'll stay here with you.
All right.
Talk about various dog stuff.
The only mechanical important thing is so you've been told that lay on hands and lesser restoration both can cure a disease. Lesser restoration eradicates a disease. It cures you fully, which is not always good because it makes you vulnerable to it again. It takes your immunity. Because that's basically antibodies and it fakes the disease and it takes that too. Lay on hands at 5 points does the same thing. It eradicates the disease. But paladins can do a special thing. Because it's 5 points of lay on hands, you can knock it down and basically reduce the strength of a disease. This is something in my words
You can create
specific.
vaccines.
No, you can just lessen the disease without eradicating the immunity. And so they still have to beat it, but there's less of it. And you can lessen the...
It turns into bed rest, not hospitalization.
Yeah.
to a kind of a degree, and they can you can kill the immunization last, and so you can really knock down the severity of a disease to give them longer to build up immunity. It's a better option. The problem is paladins are rarer in hospital settings.
Yeah. So when one passes by and has nothing to do, let's do that.
So by spending 3 points, you can basically give someone advantage for the next week on getting rid of the disease.
That's
Okay.
5 people.
Gunmar goes ahead and does that.
6 people
6
actually.
people.
Go ahead and direct me to the one with somebody with most at risk.
Well, he first explains this power to you because you didn't know it.
Okay.
He then directs you to the toddler, the three kids, who they're the ones that are most vulnerable. The elderly, for the most part, they just had a bout of bad luck. You cured a disease, and they're usually actually pretty hardy people.
Yeah.
They'd had a portion where they got sick, and it just won't go away. But they're also just old.
I want to insert something. As a father, it physically hurt
Oh,
to
no.
not fully cure the toddler. Like, the fact that you have to leave this poor child, like, even though it's the right thing to do and the best, would probably hurt a lot.
Oh no, it hurts. Like Gunmar will, and Fletcher. Does Fletcher see his hesitation to leave the toddler?
That's enough. Don't worry, we all started that young once. You'll get through this. It's just the flu.
Not much like
Just the flu, by the way, is not. Yeah, flu is super deadly, and has always been
It's
deadly.
just the flu. He has a sick.
Some flus, yeah.
A lot of flus, actually.
Little ones like this remind me of my littleboy.com.
And you tell them the stories and stuff like that. But it's all the kids, and which are 4 and 2 of the probably the oldest people there. They're at bed rest at the moment.
I tell them all the stories.
No, I mean you can tell them whatever you want to tell.
Oh
them.
yeah.
I mean, basically, you'll have to send Alex a Discord message that says, like, I tell him about this.
Okay.
Sure.
I pretty much tell him the thing.
Okay.
The event that happened that made Gunmar become a paladin.
Like a
Like a
whole story.
Synopsis. Pretty much shit that happened.
Yeah,
The whole story is reserved for the party.
Okay. I know the whole story. I will make judgment calls off this.
Okay.
But yeah, you tell them the story.
Yep.
Sorry for...
Oh no,
Oh, I
that
didn't think
is a good. That was a good bit.
Did
Yeah,
you get inspiration for it?
sure thing.
I already had inspiration.
Damn.
But yeah, in my world at least, you can help commoners using that. You can also, by the way, outright cure a disease.
Yeah.
That's a thing. 5 points, boom, done.
I've always liked spells being able to do more than they explicitly state. Kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Always been my favorite thing in the world.
Like, the fact that so many spells stipulate creature kind of bums me out sometimes. Which is why I like how loosey-goosey we're playing with, like, prestidigitation.
Dude, if you have the 2 spells, Prestidigitation and Thaumaturgy, as far as I'm concerned, mini miracles go at it.
Cool.
Like, there's like this illusion effect or this, that, and just like, I shut that door. And by the way, it's like, it says slam. Like, it's a fucking cantrip. You have experience doing this.
You've been slamming doors for decades.
You know how to
You
not
can
slam
shut
a
it
door.
quietly.
Yeah. But it's just like, and if it mechanically comes up, it's not silent. But it doesn't have to be a fucking slam. And just like,
I just like the idea of trying to teach a toddler to clue or quietly. That's basically what
fucking
wizards are
tiefling
with
children,
kids.
man. Tiefling children, every once in like 3-year-old just going like, whoosh, of the parent's door and just goes, wham! Like, I need to go to the party.
I threw up.
Oh, God.
There's a hole in the wall.
Oh man, the heart attacks you have, like,
That's what your stuff
the
is,
parodying
okay?
books of tiefling children and shit like that are just like, careful, they start experiencing thaumaturgy around the age of 3.5. The most common expression is the slamming of doors before they
windows.
And windows before they learn constraint. In a tiefling household, like, why are all your doors open? Like, let me tell you why they're not closed.
Why are all your windows just empty boxes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see,
It's a
my
cultural
wife
thing.
it's childproofing. We had to take them out for the summer because little Jim
Oh, wow.
just turned 3.
Yeah. Hey, shoot! All the cabinets!
See, we removed the windows so they don't break. Cabinets
You
are just
slam.
annoying. And then you watch the mom go and slams them all shut.
And they're just all nice and gentle.
Like those automatic close cupboards.
It gets really bad when they're in the sneezing fit.
Achoo, achoo, achoo. Open, close, open, close.
And then there's the toddlers who they get the snakes just flicker through the hole. Go.
I will. Black, white, green,
Oh
yellow,
God,
green,
it's
yellow,
just
red.
like fucking Jack, and like every time he sneezes, like he's a different color. But yes.
Yes.
Well, I guess it's just us three now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to stay the rest of the day, you got it.
I mean, are you alright with that?
Or you could stay there for like 30 minutes.
I stay there for 30 minutes.
Cool.
Enough time to tell my story.
Cool.
I've got some meat we can
You
sell.
you have 1 lay on hands left, by the way.
Wait, where did
Okay.
you get that meat?
I went hunting
When?
last night.
Last night.
Oh, is that what you went to do?
Yeah.
At night?
Yeah. Is that weird?
Yep, I have 1 lay on hands left.
I thought it was weird, but I guess not.
And then we went to a really shady guy.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Belmar hears none of this.
Do they have anything cool?
Yes and no.
I call something I rather like.
Yeah, you picked something up.
The boots of false tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Tracks can be any animal, and they can also be reversed.
Yeah.
What
For
you
the
wanted
price.
for it. Didn't have really anything for magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we go to the magic shop?
Or was that the plan?
I mean, I was gonna go buy the scrolls.
Sure.
That happened in the 30 minutes.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, if you want to do it just in a half hour. You're really close.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys head over to... Oh, real quick though. Post did this a little bit, but you know enough about Thieves' Cant and other things.
yeah.
He was a little shit. He's a fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've stolen goods, he'll take it.
No,
He has whatever he happens to have on
I-
hand at the time.
I specifically wrote down.
Okay, good. Yeah, just want to make sure that wasn't lost.
Yeah, no, we
No, he's not going out and acquiring these. He is the middleman.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you guys head over to the Imaginary Frog. As you all
Wisdom
enter...
saves.
Yep.
Willingly fail.
Oh, cool.
His wisdom, right?
Yep. You save.
Wow.
17.
You also save. Hey, yo, last time this happened, it was low ones all around.
No,
like
I
low
know.
single
Yeah.
digits. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm just like, did I write down... Sorry, what was yours again?
50.
You save? Yes. And you 17.
Yeah.
17. And you willingly fail. Out of the corner of your eye, you see a frog just lounging. As you move your head, he just changes, like... now he's on that shelf, and then he's on that table. And he's just, like, hanging out and just leaning up and just, like...
Is it imaginary? What's the name of it again?
It's called the Imaginary Frog.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you meant the frog he's seeing.
I was
I was like,
I'm not really
how much
sure this is
magic do you
different.
know? And just like,
No,
what
the
do I
name
do?
of the store. I'm
No.
sorry.
The store is the Imaginary Frog.
It is illusory, though.
Yes.
Yeah, illusionary, imaginary in this particular sense is the
From
same.
what Grace knows as a player, it's an illusory frog because he's not imagining it; it exists.
Yes. Oh boy, that was terrible.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys are an Imaginary Frog, and you see, it's called Abigail. That's not the right person. Oh fuck! I asked you guys that. It's Awen. Awen.
Yeah. Awin, Awin.
Awen. Yeah.
It depends how you want to pronounce
It's-
the A.
It's Older English is the basis. So like it was like Alwyn, like kind of like medieval times.
I mean,
Alwyn?
Yeah, Alwyn.
I think
sounds
Alwyn was
older.
Yeah.
Alwyn also fits with like the country drawl really well.
Okay.
Alwyn.
Alwyn.
Yeah, this whole region is southern.
Yep.
Crazy.
It's such an easy like accent to do.
That's because we are one state above southern.
Yeah.
Alwyn, by the way, black, long, curly hair, big glasses, has a... Today she also has a sundress on, a very flowery motif. Seems to be just...
nice
yeah. Still has a shop apron on it, and the toad is also on the counter.
Hello.
Howdy.
I had another question for you.
What can I do for you?
Cleric scrolls. Do you have any?
That's the restoration specifically.
Yeah, restoration specifically, but I'll take it.
Maybe. Let me take a look. She does have scrolls, but...
Crap. What level is 3?
I am in the...
We left him at the tent.
Oh, that's right.
This was the whole
I'm
plan.
so used to him being like right there.
Really? I kind of noticed the absence of the overbearing
Okay,
giant man.
The new overbearing giant man. The new
I
tallest
noticed
member of the
absence
party.
That one frog. Where did he go?
He's right there.
And now he's to your
Right.
right. Yep.
Right there.
Then Dorman just starts jutting his head around like slightly. Where? Goggles for this.
Yeah, you're looking really closely and still can't find him.
Oh, yeah, 'cause you didn't see him
Yeah.
the first
No,
time.
everyone did but Squawk.
Oh, was it
Yeah.
the spark?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Squirk the first time.
And I made fun of Squirk for not being able to see it.
Because he's
I'm not
very
seeing him this
persistent.
time either.
Oh my God. Maybe it's the eyes of the eagle. Maybe it's just birds can't see him.
Oh, because I'm not seeing him now.
Are you a bird?
I think Tanner's a bird.
There are two options here. Either your theory is wrong or
Tanner
Tanner
is a bird.
And obviously Tanner is just...
I found some! And she runs back. You looked at, she was like flipping through the major pages in the big book behind the
I
counter.
love to imagine that she just dove headfirst into just a pile of scrolls, dug around in them, and
Just
then
an arm,
quietly held one up.
arm
Yep,
pops up.
just arm.
If she could organize the shop, she would. But she's just moving like major sections of the book that have spell scrolls in them. It's like, I have 2 casts. List of Restoration.
How much?
That's not the white dice.
I think you should use B2.
And 1,000 and 2,000.
I D10 to the.
I just need to know what rarity they are.
One is like
I'm
10.
pretty sure I know.
20.
They are common?
Uncommon.
Uncommon.
Uncommon. Okay,
Oh
yep.
my god, sorry.
Which means they are 250 apiece.
Oh.
They're really, well, see, a lot of the warriors and things like that, they like them.
Apparently I have pickups now.
Oof. But, yeah, so, like, when you get sick out in the field, you really can't do that. Because, you know, it's work time and stuff like that. So they carry them along in case they get, like, colds or sometimes something serious. And sometimes, I only heard this sometimes, they go to, like, these houses of ill food, and then when they come out, they need to, like, you know, clean
Cleanse.
extra. Yeah.
I take it you've never been in one of those.
No! Never, I want to.
Gunmore sneezes.
Not there.
I know.
Oh.
That's why I said Gunmore sneezes and didn't say anything else.
Anyway,
Oh, I also have one more question. Do you have any Ethereum scrolls?
Didn't we?
you did.
We absolutely
Okay.
did. The answer was yes, but she wasn't allowed to give them to me.
Do I? She seems to have generally forgotten. Maybe?
Fair, it's been a day or two.
Maybe. And she goes back and starts like flipping through the book.
Dabs back into the pile.
Yeah.
And she's there for a couple minutes unless you like stop her.
Nope.
Nope. I can help you with the price on it.
I would really appreciate it.
I don't know how many we can afford.
She comes back after about 2-3 minutes and goes like, I didn't find any, which is weird, because I think I'm supposed to have some. But maybe, I don't know.
Do I remember where she put them after she took them? Or did
She
I don't think
never
ever
showed
pulled
you.
She
them out.
never showed us.
showed
No.
The frog just goes ribbit.
Eat them.
Oh, the frog does periodically, and you know
The
this.
toad.
The toad, sorry, yes. The toad
The one on the
periodically
counter is a toad. The
says
one in your
ribbit.
eye is a frog.
Ribbit.
I also say, anytime he does it, I do like a call and response. And also say ribbit.
Ribbit. Ribbit.
Ribbit.
every like periodically like once a minute or something like
Even
that.
if I'm mid-sentence.
Is that a ribbit? Ribbit.
But yeah, no, I you know, if I do have them, they're somewhere, and that somewhere is a place that I can't recall at the
You
moment.
might want to look for those.
Yeah, those seem kind of important.
Yeah.
I can do that soon.
But for now, I'd like to buy one of these scrolls.
Okay.
And I was hoping, I'm doing, it's actually for, fuck you, I was about to get,
He's not there.
I know.
I'm doing, I literally was seconds
Doing a
away from
class
saying
project.
fucking charity work.
Yeah.
I'm doing charity work for infirm people in the loose area, and a cleric there could really use some. So we're giving it to him so he can better help other people. Try to use that persuasion for price down.
These aren't for us. These are for.
Okay.
Joe.
Just want to make sure I price these right. I said 50 each, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I had 500 in my mind, but that's because it was two and
That's
it was.
because there were two.
Yep. Alright. And you were talking, and did you help?
I tried. I think you were looking at prices.
I was. But if you did help, I'll take
I-
it.
She did mention the
spoke
sick
word.
children and old people.
I'll take it as help. Go ahead and roll with advantage for a persuasion.
Wow, that blue dice went
Yeah.
on a journey.
That's why I think that's why I keep using it because it's like it's kind of
Why?
fun.
Because it always screws you over?
Yeah, I kind of like how it's got personality, you know.
Do you want to
It's a
use
dick, just like me.
a little bit of extra entertainment?
Oh, wow, yeah, it's a
Every
lowly die.
roll.
Shocker.
Please do not pick up my dice before.
I'm so sorry, it was an 11.
I know. I'm just saying for the future.
I thought you were done with it legitimately. I am so sorry.
11. What was I rolling?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. And I am. Oh my god! I've got my higher persuasion because I'm at a higher level. 18.
Definitive 18.
You make a convincing argument, but and like she's like holding the desk and like I want to, but you know after last.
You know what? It's all right. I don't want to push you. It's okay.
Okay.
I understand.
I'm
I
sorry.
can't, no, it's okay. I came in
So
here.
physics is really strict about that.
It's okay.
You know.
Physics is also
and
probably
I'll-
gonna be concerned if you can't find
No, I will. I'm gonna look for those.
Yeah.
And
But yeah, we. Oh, well, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
okay. Do you still want them? They're $2.50 a piece.
I would like one of them. Would anybody be able to?
I can help.
Yeah, I can chip in.
Because I have 124 gold, which is almost half the price. I have 125. I can take some somewhere. I just need the other half.
Need to edit this.
If
from
I'll
sketch
throw
note
an
to-
83 and 1%. If we're all.
I'll take the 84 if you
Yeah.
guys.
So we'll do
Sounds
80
good to me.
each.
Cool. So taking one. He rolls it up. And you do notice that, like, as a second level slot, it's slightly bigger than the first level in the cantrip you have. Not by much, but it's more of a full piece.
Thank you so much. I cannot read this in the least, and that is exactly how it should be.
Perfectly balanced.
Well, I know you guys had a cleric and a paladin, so hopefully they can help you.
Yep. Well, thank you very much.
Okay. And if you go to any houses of Il Pazuk, can you tell me about it?
I will absolutely tell you.
How many of them have we passed in the city?
So far, where you've gone, none.
Interesting.
Also, I'm pretty sure it's ill repute.
Definitely ill repute.
Yeah, but that's why I'm out.
Also,
I
you
can't
should
deal
not. You should not open with, "Hi, do you know any houses of ill repute?"
I don't. That's my third question.
What's the first two?
Don't worry about it.
It was a pleasure seeing you again on our way.
Probably be back.
Alright, we'll be here. Ribbit.
Ribbit to
He
you.
looks at you like he actually like when you like eyeball him, he like looks at you and just like
Which is incredible because
Yeah, man.
you have a fucking mask on and
Yeah.
you can't tell.
this guy, this toad, extra sense.
Toad-nose.
Toad-nose.
I imagine that
Yeah.
Darwin backs out,
Yeah.
just dead staring, and Tanner just gently guides you around the stacks of
Yeah.
merchandise.
Very in, you see a very quick flash of the toad holding up a hand, just going. Like,
He doesn't even have enough fingers for that. Oh, we got one.
Yep. Let's head back.
Go right ahead.
Can we sell the meat real quick?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we can do that.
Where are we gonna sell that?
There are food places around here.
Alternatively,
If you want to try to sell in the Tongeth ward, they might be able to buy it. It's just a higher DC.
do you want to sell it or do you want Fletcher to use to feed people?
I could, but they said they wanted more
Staple
longer lasting
foods,
stuff.
Yeah.
Figure if we find a place to sell this, we might be able to find some potatoes there or something to buy.
You're in the Tongeth ward, but you're in the kind of the middle way, so you are relatively short distance to say the CMC. The Centurion Mining Surplus, the CMS, in the general goods store. You know, CMS has bulk foods. If you would like to sell to like one of these restaurants, you could probably get a higher price, but it's also a higher DC to get that price. It's easier to lose, basically.
He's really good at talking to people.
Right, I wasn't planning to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
I was,
Oh yeah, no, I
give the food to you.
I assume Darwin told me because he wanted me to sell it.
Yep.
That's
So
the
what do you
whole
think?
thing.
Are you feeling up to it?
Yeah, sure.
Also, if we go into one building, they say no, we can just go to another
That's
building.
true.
It's not like they're talking to each other magically immediately. Between 2 seconds it takes for us to move between buildings.
You don't know that.
I do like the idea if we go into one and we're like, oh, I'm sorry, we can't, that price is
We
a little bit too
immediately
high.
get blacklisted.
And we like head out and the guy in the back's like, send the runner to all of the other restaurants. Blacklist them. We get to another place and there are already signs up of us.
No service!
The runners are kobolds. Each restaurant has their own little kobold messenger.
I was thinking Aarakocra monks.
Well, because they all weave in
No, they're
between
expensive.
the monks.
No, the
Aarakocra
Aarakocra.
monks are stupidly
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, but those are for some of the more bougie restaurants. They're the
The
bougie.
bad restaurants have the kobolds. They can't afford the Aarakocra.
Fuck people. It's
You
exactly
know
what I'm
what I
trying
Like
to
that's
prevent.
some
They're
kind of
paying for the
discrimination right
wings.
there, but
Kobolds should have the same pay as Aarakocra.
They have the same pay as the other people in the building. They just have terrible pay.
So yeah, where are you guys going?
We don't know like the names of restaurants.
No, just are you going to like CMS or are you going to the fancy shop?
I think we're going to fancy
Yeah.
place first.
I
Yes.
feel like we could get more money in a fancy place.
Probably.
Alright. I mean, it was killed last night.
Okay.
Yes, fresh.
You find you're in the shopping area, so it doesn't take you long. You find the back door of a because you're not going to go through the front door. And by the way, you're in an alley. That's where the imaginary fog is. And so this works perfectly. The backs of a lot of the restaurants
Or
in
alleys.
Furt.
Yeah.
So you find, and they have the name of the shop in the back, so deliveries
For
can be
deliveries,
made and stuff. Looks to be like a kind of nice bougie restaurant. Has an elven name, but
The apostrophe over one of the vowels for no reason.
it's like very kind of upper class French. You knock on the back door, and a looks to be a guy in a chef's outfit, human, like a kid, like young, late teens,
The
maybe 20.
dishwasher answered the door.
No, dishwashers are young. This he is a line chef. Hey, can I help you? You here to deliver something?
Yes, well, we'd actually come here with an offer. We have some what was it?
deer.
Venison.
Some freshly caught,
Venison.
freshly caught and prepared venison that we'd like to sell. Freshly within 12 hours? Literally hours.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go get the head chef.
Okay.
And he closes the door and comes back. And about a minute later, a little under, a guy comes in, kind of portly, not like super fat, but like has belly on him, wearing a tall chef's hat, not like a small one. Has white clothing on, but
Small rat underneath.
no. He has an apron on, but his sleeves are rolled up. He is a half orc. He goes, yeah. I hear you have venison for me.
Fresh venison. Last night.
Last night. Not very fresh, in my opinion. Oh, are you holding it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Look how fresh it is.
Displaying it.
He looks at it.
And we're not talking like last afternoon. We're talking about like possibly this morning. In the morning.
Takes a look at it, and I know what you rolled, and you rolled pretty high. You got a good kill.
I'm a hunter by nature and pretty damn good at what I do.
Good kill. It's clean. Blood ending was done, and meat's prepared. I had to butcher it myself, though. That takes time. Don't really need it right now, but I could throw you an offer. How much were you thinking?
How much was I thinking, Darwin?
What's
This
a
is
reasonable
definitely
price?
like a conversation we would have had before.
You were
That's
thinking
a whole
about
shtick.
25 gold, which is what you
Yep.
had me right
And
down.
now he's asking me what I think.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about 35.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Does he help
he-
with Darwin's
yeah, Darwin's helping you.
presentation? Darwin's Vanna Whiting.
Okay.
Good
That
job,
is
blue
a
die.
24. See, the blue die.
It hit the gold one and
Listen,
it's like, I'm stopping
Grace?
here.
I
I
really just
pulled.
pulled the listen here, you little shit.
He looks at you and looks at the thing and like takes a closer look at it and like rubs his kind of like stubble on his chin. His tucks are both out and just. You know what? It looks like a good kill, and I was questioning the fish anyway. All right, 35 gold.
Very well.
Yeah, give me a second. And he closes the door. And
Screw
next
me
time he
up,
opens it, he
Mark.
has a bag, and the guy who opened the door first and another guy is there as well. I was like, you two, take the meat. Jeffries. No, I've already used Jeffries. Anderson, start butchering it. You, pay attention. The you was to an even younger kid. That was...
Two.
Goo goo. I looked into the back room and it's literally a bunch of toddlers. in like diapers.
You start them young.
Anyway, they take the meat off
They
your
get
hands.
sick or they go to the kitchen.
Halford's like, I swear this is perfectly legal.
They're my kids, it's fine.
He holds out a bag of gold. He just holds it out.
I take it.
Okay. It feels to be about 35 gold.
Cool.
Well, thank you. Anything else I can do for you
Thank
guys?
No, I think that's it. Okay, sir.
Have a good one. And he closes the door.
Good
Cool.
job.
Has it been about a half?
After the imaginary fog and this, yeah, that's about half an hour.
We are the best at selling.
We're
cards.
pretty good.
You are the best.
We are the best at selling
cards.
now.
Listen, let me tell you, that other roll was a 5.
How do we want to split it? The money?
I mean, you killed.
Yeah,
Technically,
you
it's your
did it.
money.
Yeah.
It's your meat.
Get the profit off of your meat.
I hand you back 10 gold and I'm like,
It's your
that's
finder's
extra.
fee.
I wouldn't have gotten that anyway.
Sweet, sounds good. I like that. I feel like that's just going to
That's
be our
your
going
fee?
arrangement.
Yeah.
My fee is whatever I upcharge.
Not a bad way of doing it.
do that.
Right there.
It's like I put in none of the effort. I talk for 30 seconds. I get paid 10 gold. What? This is
Y'all don't need us. You guys are set.
We just started business.
What happened
Actually,
to 6 months later? It's like, what happened to all the deer?
we reintroduced the wolves.
Just sitting on a throne of deer bones with antlers all over the back. I am the king here.
Sparky comes over, flipping through a ledger.
Like a gold monocle.
on the beetle mask.
Very true.
Your uniform is just the mask.
But yeah, 30 minutes have passed. You've used up all your lay on hands. You guys have arrived at the door.
All but one, you said.
All but one.
Yeah, that's how the math works out. Knock,
That's
knock.
me knocking.
Come on in.
We head in.
Hey!
There
Hey, welcome back.
Oh. Da-da-da-da. There you go.
Found one.
Picks it up and
We can only get one, unfortunately. But
far more than I was expecting. I appreciate
yeah,
this.
no problem.
For this, I won't have to use it soon.
The if you ever come into Extra Cash, the lady at the Imaginary Frog does have.
Keep that in mind. They're more expensive than even. They're pretty expensive.
Yeah, they are.
But they're portable and a free casting. So hopefully it won't come to that, but appreciate it. Indigos puts it, there's a chest in his little nook. Well, your friend here has been a helpful lot. If you ever have a day where you don't think you're going to be fighting or anything like that and have lay on hands to spare, I have a lot of people here and out in my rounds that could use the help.
I'd probably stop by each night and any that he had.
We can probably work something out. I might not be able to use them every night, especially if it's dark out. We're trying to make house calls that late. But, yeah, anything extra, I have people that could use it.
Do something else by 2 p.m. then. Hey.
Yeah. Typically, if we're not doing anything by that point, we're shopping.
Lucky, go.
I mean, it's a necessity for adventurers.
True. Anyway, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Anyway, if you stop by anytime and go ahead and lead up on those stories. See if they appeal to you.
And thank you for listening.
Welcome. If you want to know more about Ishmael in the past couple hundred years that he's been Ishmael, we all know. Let me know. I know a couple, but like I said, I'm not a theologian. I just know the major stuff.
I don't know why I don't know what a lot.
Yeah. Have a good one, all.
And you as well?
That's Victoria. A Gunmar, like a Dragonborn. Like, goodbye.
No worries, yep. Brotherhood of Steel. After, like, 30 minutes of talking, it's maybe 12:31.
Okay.
Maybe like 12:45.
Okay. Getting that sense from
Mm-hmm.
So, how's the shop?
Good. We got our scroll. We split profit. Well, I made a
Nice.
profit. Darwin.
Darwin made
Darwin,
it.
right?
Darwin spent pennies. Those aren't a thing. Darwin spent significantly less money on the arrow he used to kill that deer than he got back.
Profit.
Darwin made a
Okay.
profit.
Now what?
I don't know. What do we want to do today?
Well,
Go fuck around the
Just
bar.
real quick before we move on.
Yeah.
I knew the whole time. I knew about Ishmael. Sorry for not telling you.
You assumed that I had already known. That's fair.
No, I could see that you didn't. I couldn't.
Not Tanner. Gunmar does not say Tanner.
You're my twin!
Darwin, it is of no consequence. I do not blame you.
That's a redemption paladin for you.
Hey, speaking of redemption, let's get some butter.
Sparky actually fucking bursts out.
Inspiration.
Okay,
He already has it.
Gunmar looks at you as like, let's get some butter.
Yes. I'd love to just eat a tub of butter.
That's a
That's
redemption
exactly
paladin.
what I want. It's what I yearn for most in my time toiling away in the sewers.
I look over and just see Grace is kind of undulating.
What a word for that. Laughing.
I can see undulating.
Like, I can see it, but that wouldn't be the first word that came to mind. I like the word, don't get me wrong.
Alright, I can see undulating is getting added to the fucking quote book. It's going to be horribly misspelled, but that's fine. Oh god.
Honestly, though, I don't know if we have a whole lot else to do.
Yeah.
We could feed kobolds, but I don't know
I
how much
feel
we
like-
want to do with them without.
I feel like that should be...
I
don't know.
At least I want it to kind of be like
yeah,
a
it's
group thing.
kind of up to you, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I think like the scouting out and thing was perfect for small group, but I don't know, I just
morning
kind of want to
adventure.
lead a diplomatic team into the heart of the kobolds.
There is a combat mission we are now over leveled for, but there are half as many people as he expected. So that's an option.
We also have an hour and a half.
So that's an
Yeah.
option.
If you want to do it, or at least want to gather information on it and decide if you want to do it later.
What is the thing?
When we signed up for the Adventuring Guild, there were 3 quests
I-
as like
I'm-
tests.
I'm
We've
aware.
done 2 of them, so there's
I'm-
technically one more if nobody else has taken it.
I'm aware, but what was that quest?
I can't remember. I think this was the one I actually just ignored after I heard. You can
You
explore
heard Tomb,
Ancient
and then,
Tomb.
yeah.
Like, sick.
It
No.
was going to the river. We needed to talk to River Cowrie at the hunting cabin. That was all the information, and the reward was 150 gold.
You're very close. It is... River Cowrie is correct. Her father is at a hunting
Her
cabin.
father is at a hunting cabin.
Yeah.
He hasn't returned. That's
hasn't
the
returned.
missing person report.
Gotcha.
It's a missing
We
person.
gotta check the cat,
Yeah.
I need to piss.
which would take 3 hours.
It is 9 miles out of town, and so 3 hours there, 3 hours back.
Meanwhile, the entire... Well, I guess I would have gotten a message from my Sending Stone at some point from Squark being like, yo, where the fuck you at?
Yeah, right.
Maybe, would he use it? He might just
I
like...
mean, that's
straight
literally
up-
what its use is for.
Yeah.
That's up to Squark if he would.
Yep.
But I don't really know if we should go that far out of town without
That's fair.
Yeah.
telling everyone.
Yeah, that's just not.
Oh, I know.
You could go and gather information.
We could get more info on what the quest is.
Yeah.
See what other quests might be there.
Alright, yeah, let's head to the lodge.
Alright, you go to the lodge.
Yeah, now that we've cleared commissions, we might be able to start sites a little bit higher.
Probably can. Those are like the training missions.
As you enter the lodge, Agatha is once again...
Not Lodge, Ox. So
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Lodge is
Yeah,
a
that-
different place.
You're right.
Yeah.
As you go to the Auxiliary Guild, Agatha is there at the counter. By the way, I want to point out, this is a big building. You've explored the training ground and the
We could
shop.
just explore buildings.
Good that.
We could find places of ill repute. We could find a brothel. Which is what I think she was referring
I'm
to.
pretty
Yeah.
sure that's what she was referring
Oh, very much so, yeah.
Some brothels have great reputations.
She was a very excitable kid. Who's super interested in things she's not allowed to be
She's
interested
old enough.
in. She's 17.
She's running a shop. She's old enough to know what a brothel is.
Yeah, in a kind of a naive, young prodigy kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone in high school told me about it.
Very much so, yes.
There we go.
Yep. Agatha sees you, and
Howdy.
howdy,
Oh,
how you
Agatha.
guys doing?
Doing alright.
Trim your look.
Drinking lock to you too.
Sparky looks a little bit dejected.
That's exactly what it is.
We are here to see about more quests.
Oh,
Is there like a board, or do we just talk to you every time?
you usually go to me if it's not on the board. Though the board usually has only local chores and stuff like that.
Fair. We could do something real quick.
I mean, there's
Are we not doing Kevin?
No, it's
It's
3 hours out of town.
away.
Ah.
And then 3 hours back.
it was designed to be a time sink.
Beautiful.
But yeah. Well, okay, there's, small stuff across the bill. If you want to know what I have, now that you're guild members, I've got a lot. Let's see. There's bounties on a couple animals. Nothing major.
Animals of what kind?
Let's see.
A polar bear that's just made its way up.
Aww.
Most of the animals are controlled and
Them out?
communicated
Yes.
with by the Druid Circle, the forestry reserves. Every once in a while, though, one gets agitated, and if it's small enough problem that they don't want to take care of it, but enough of a problem that it poses danger to the people, we get it as a low-level course. They pay okay, but you do get to keep the carcass. In this particular case, it is a set of saber-tooth tigers.
The fuck is that?
A real big cat with
What's a
huge
cat?
teeth.
What is a cat?
Would Tanner know?
Not common, but if you know
Like, I would
about
know
big
of them?
cats, yeah. If you know about panthers and tigers and lions, you
Okay.
would know. It'd be in that length.
Okay.
They.
I'm assuming he would know of those.
Yeah, Darwin would know as well, because in this particular case, saber-toothed cats actually are native to this environment, mountainsides. They think more like, the way I'm adapting them is more like high altitude panthers.
That's a weird question. Have we seen like stray cats and dogs in?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know those small fur things? Told you they were cats.
What?
Those small furry things? I
Yeah.
said they were cats. A saber tiger's really big one of them, massive fangs.
Look, the hardest thing about this quest is how long it usually takes to find them. But I don't know. You're a hunter by trade, right?
That's what I do.
You probably will have an easier time than most of our people. A lot of hunters that you stay hunters. It's more lucrative and safer than being an adventurer.
That disappeared.
I was like, you're right. Just walks out the door. What am I doing?
No,
I have a
he
day
just
job.
picks up Sparky and leaves with it.
I'm aware
Yeah.
of how
You
the
wonder.
two trades work.
No, it really says because actually, distance and ranged in battle is tremendously helpful. We don't always get it, or someone has to it's a whole thing.
But
So you got some of them. Anything else you got?
I have a quest from Miss Cowley. Her father is late coming back from his hunting trip, so there might be something there, but it's a fact-finding mission, most than anything. Though, if she hired us, there's probably danger there, of some sort.
that's 3 hours away.
Yeah, that's the long one.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't.
Hey.
That's tomorrow.
If time is of your worry, I would recommend the board. There's always lost cats and animals and stuff like that, and
They're like
usually
60%
somebody needs
smaller
a
than
basement cleaned out from something. We have a couple of native creatures every once in a while that pop their head in. Usually the only ones that are for us are big businesses. We get called by the lodge and other major inns to clear out basements.
It's a simple cat.
Oh, there might be one from the Centurion Mining Company. Every once in a while, big rats going into their supplies.
We can take a look.
Go
Thank
right
you.
ahead. When taking a look at the board, it's all there.
Yeah.
And you see a couple notices for, they look to be off well-to-do stationery for missing items and cats, and missing items and animals. Looks to be 2 missing cats and a missing dog. Really small animals that because they have
Missing cats and saber-toothed tigers.
There was one posting to clear out a basement.
And clear 2 different quests.
We just take those saber tigers back to whoever's missing their
Found
cat.
your
Like, we found them!
Grr.
They got really big, so we had to put them down. Sorry. You can have the pelts.
Bring their head on a spike.
There's an inn in Skid Row. that says they're having trouble with rust monsters.
Mm.
Oh, sorry, a smeltery in Skid Row.
That makes way more sense.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I guess.
And one has. I was gonna save this, but no, I did prepare it. There's one more thing. We've been hearing reports of a disturbance in one of the sewers.
Everyone looks at Sparky.
It's in Skid Row. Apparently, some of the sewer grates have been rusting over a lot, and some deep noises have been hearing out there. They're worried an animal has gotten in. Something dangerous. We've been charged to explore it out, look at it, see what it's got, and eliminate it if it's a danger.
How someone get down?
Oh, there's a couple different ways. If you're going on guild business, you can probably talk to somebody in sanitation over at the King's Hall, and they can escort you. That's gonna be the easiest way. The sewers are a maze.
Alright, good to know. And take a minute, probably.
Cool. Done. This one pays a standard rate 400 gold.
Or we're taking down the surplus instead of
If you want my money about it, I think it's a giant alligator. We don't get them often, but every once in a while we get somebody imports one and lets it go and stuff like that.
It's actually way too small for New York.
Oh yeah, no. It is a real thing in
It is
Florida.
a real
Yeah.
thing. It's a real thing in a lot of places.
It's warm water and they like it and they get in, just
Well,
hang
and
out.
gators for the longest time were advertised as like the hip
Keep going.
and be kept in a box this size. Then it got too big for the box.
And mostly they're in storm drains.
Yeah.
Remember, there's separate systems.
I was thinking.
Well, I was thinking about saber-tooths. But kobolds are not party creatures.
No, if there's something big
Yeah.
down there.
If there's currently something in there with them, I'd rather also give us
But
kind of
you,
a way in.
you wanted to make sure that down, didn't you?
Well, yes, but I feel like if we're just dipping in to fight some kind of monster,
I don't know how many.
I don't know. This is something for Alex. Like, would it lead further like kobold development?
Not if you don't want it to.
I don't want it to.
Don't go.
Cool.
Oh, like
Don't go.
No, go. It won't go anywhere further.
Cool.
We could use that.
I guess doesn't have to is a better way of putting
We
it.
could use that to get into the sewers and kind of scope them out.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then once our escort leaves, we can go back.
And also talk to the escort. He probably knows about. If he's
Prob-
in sanitation, he probably knows about the kobold.
Probably. We can do that today.
I'm gonna throw this stuff away.
I'm good with that.
Alright, let's do it. Let's do a random ass monster.
Woo! Gelatinous cube!
No, they're nice. They're happy.
They're not nice.
Well,
They're, in fact, very neutral.
Yep.
Stupid is what they are.
Do they have intelligence? I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
they have intelligence. It's just low.
Yep. So yeah, you literally walk down the street to pass all the temples.
We properly accept this quest.
Okay.
Yep.
However we do that.
Oh,
we
you
just
talked
take
to
it off the
Agatha.
board and
Rip
give
it off
to
the
her?
board.
No, this
this is
this
one of
one
her
was
quests.
out Agatha's quests.
Yep.
So, being an official quest, she does give you like the slip that has the information on it. It has a contact that's one of the sanitation workers, and it says go to the King's Hall and ask for this man. And basically, he'll pay you $400. It's a fact-finding mission, but if you do come across something that is considered dangerous, you are to take care of it.
Okay.
Anyway, you walk all the way down.
It's like 3 kobolds in a trench coat. That's one kobold, but they cast enlarge on themselves.
And then they wore a trench coat.
And then
Yeah.
they laid on the ground.
Then they looked like a dragonborn.
They polymorph into a dragonborn. It's a really high level.
Actually, polymorph only turns you into people. They true polymorph.
Truly polymorph is the one I was thinking of.
Right here, I'm
Ignore
just
the fact that alter
fixing.
self or disguise self would work way better for that purpose.
Oh, by the way,
Polymorph
Tanner,
into an adult
did
Oh.
you
dragon.
take a feat?
I was going to talk to you about it after.
Good. Don't apply it until you've given me
Yeah.
your little thing.
I was, yeah.
Good.
I want to run it by you first.
Sounds
Because there's one
good.
I was thinking of.
Alright. This has been
But I think everything else should be updated properly.
good. I see the 4, so I've not checked it, but I see 4.
Cool.
Alright. This be hard, but should be doable.
S, DPS. Fine.
And healer.
Healer.
He
We're
gave
back,
away
yeah.
his good grab,
Oh, that's right.
I can cast
Healer.
it again.
and he has no land.
hand.
He can bend down mid-battle and pick up grubs from the ground.
Yeah, you can. So you go
In
down
the
to
sewers.
the.
Oh.
There you go.
To be fair, the tank is the only one who needs to be in melee, so if we do this right.
And I've got new tools to kind of help.
Ooh, fancy.
Also, if it's in the sewers, you could, like, pretty points. Kind of thing.
Probably shouldn't use too much.
We also take
taking.
spider climb.
Sure, we're gonna go with it. Ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure, we
I
go
said
with
that.
sanitation.
Yeah, well, you go to the King's Hall.
Yes.
As you enter, it's kind of like a nondescript government building. The walls are plastered, and tiled about halfway up. There's signs pointing to several different directions for different departments on the walls. There is a reception desk right at the entrance. It is the weekend, so not a lot of people are working right now. But there is somebody at the reception office.
Tell me about it.
We wait 2 days for Monday.
One
All the
day.
kobolds are dead. Howdy.
Hi, how can I help you? It is looks to be a rather elderly human woman. Probably takes this as like a side gig after retiring.
Yeah, spent this weekend. Is there a name on the paper? Does it just say to ask?
You're looking for Paturus.
Paturus?
Paturus.
Okay. We were wondering if we could talk to Paturus.
Yes. His office is down the right hallway. Go to the inn, take a left, and then it's the second door on your right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, here, take these. And she starts giving out gifts.
Yes, it is.
Throughout every peaceful negotiation or stuff where it's just in a not being particularly have nothing to really gain from it, Gumber will turn off the dread helm
Good to hear.
when he's in combat or
And the
trying.
cloak of billowing or not? No.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's just a really ravey cloak.
It's really windy inside this building.
Weird optical illusion. It was like, you see the wind, like the billowing of the cape, and the guy holds up his hand, like, is it windy?
That's the Doctor Strange cloak.
But yeah, you go down the
Curse
right,
cloak
you take a left.
pants.
It's the second door on your right. You see a name
I
saying,
have two curses.
junior department head of sanitation, Patters. Come in.
Howdy.
Hi, is something I can help you with? It is looks to be older 50s human, wearing overalls, kind of tired of face, but Esri has a nice shirt on. He's sitting at a desk just piled with paperwork.
Poor guy.
And there seems to be reports, and there's a schematic on the wall and a map there as well, and just this is a cluttered ass office. But it seems to be all reports and books and engineering stuff, and just can I help you with something?
Yeah, we heard about your issue down in the sewers.
Oh, the Auxiliary Guild quest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We heard noises above a standard threshold and therefore invoked our policy number 47. So, granted, we were able to initiate a bond for the Auxiliary Guild to take out a quest. If you guys are interested in that, I can escort you to the question point. We can carry out our policy requirements. If you find anything down there, it is yours to keep as long as it is a deadly creature. Any goods must be reported. If you have already taken the quest, I can escort you there now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lead the way.
you've got time.
Excellent. And he stands up and wait, badges. Alright. Heads out. He takes you to the, you're going to be walking for a while, 20 minutes. Oh, longer than that, 40 minutes. There, roughly.
Hey.
You're kind of in the center of Skid Row.
Okay.
This is your first time going this deep into Skid Row. And you pass some interesting things. A lot of
All
what
the
is on...
brothels.
A lot on the edges of Skid Row proper is loggers and sawyers.
Mm-hmm.
So this is people throughout Skid Row is people moving logs, changing planks, getting you see people taking major blades down the road and like 4 sawmills, unstupidly large for a person, but perfectly fine for an industrial machine. And it's just, even on the weekends, still super busy. He takes you down one of the major side streets, and you follow that down. He's avoiding all alleys and stuff like that. He's taking major roads. It literally actually takes you a good 10% longer than going more direct route, but he sticks to the roads. Anyway, what's your guys' story?
We're hunting in the sewers.
Right.
Do you
Okay.
have any idea what's down there?
Could be
Heard
anything.
noises. What kind?
So noises are recorded as loud, guttural, and deep.
Like a growling or a roaring?
If you've ever heard an alligator, that kind of
Ah,
gutturalness.
fuck.
But
So we're probably looking at alligator.
I'm pretty sure alligator.
we've had alligators
Everyone
once
knows
before,
alligators,
but I'm
yeah.
not sure. Yes.
Okay.
We think an alligator or crocodile?
Doesn't matter.
In this particular case, it's not really important. I think it'd be a crocodile. That's what we had last time. But if you want to be like specific about it, probably a crocodile. But I don't think so, because I expect these crates weekly, and I've seen some rusting on some of the grates,
Interesting.
which means that it's a creature of an acidic nature.
Great. Already accepted the quest.
Rust monsters are such a pest in this town.
I know of them. And you armor.
But yeah,
Is there anything else in the series we should know about? Like any other creatures?
we have a couple gelatinous cubes that we imported. Don't kill them, please. They help clean the walls. Periodically, they get not so much as stuck. You really can't get stuck if you're a gelatinous cube, but they get kind of like embedded in one spot because it's particularly good, like a heavy flow or something like that. But it can cause backups of waterways, and so we sometimes have to encourage them to move on. But some little bits of detritus and guttural, like extra guts from things, that's all they need. If you find one, sorry, they're really hard to see. So usually you run into them. That's true, yeah.
It is true, unless there's something in them.
It makes it slightly easier.
Slightly easier.
You got pretty good eyes.
It's fine.
Okay.
Darwin's here.
Yeah. So yeah, be careful, but don't kill them if you find them. Get out of them as quickly as possible. I don't think it's one of those. They're much more controlled in their digestion, I would say.
Well, if you had to import the ones you got, it'd be strange if a new one just show up.
Well, even if a new one did show up, which would be very strange because they're quite a hot commodity among municipalities.
Do they make noise?
No, not
Yeah.
well. If you get real close, there's a slippingness.
But you wouldn't have heard something that set off.
Not like a guttural noise, no. But there's other oozes and other things like that, but they also don't make noise too much. Now, it could be a combination. We could have, these could be separate instances where you might find oozes and crocodiles. Fortunately, I wasn't the one who heard the noise. But anyway, whatever you find, hope you survive.
Throughout any of that, did I get any sense he was holding back any information about?
Give me an insight check.
Solidly
Yeah.
average. Also, that was
Oh, I was talking
dead
about.
drop.
Yeah, that was the first time it didn't wobble.
Bounce for 10 seconds.
It does what it fucking wants.
Yeah, it does.
Check that blue die.
14.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Consistency.
I want consistently bad rolls.
He's
No, I
not,
just want
like,
consistency in my bouncing.
he's not a good liar per se, but he's also not lying in the traditional sense. He's lying by omission. You can feel like he's not giving everything. When he was specifically talking about like what else is under there, and he mentioned gelatinous cubes, you get a feeling that he like had other things on his mind as well.
Listen, man, you got a job right if you're not telling us everything.
You want to try to get stuff out of him? Give me a persuasion check.
That's, we already have a cold.
Like, literally, it's just detrimental to you, honestly. Do I have inspiration?
You might. We throw it out pretty regularly.
Over there. I
1.
That's a. Oh, no, that's not a 7. That's a 1.
8.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. Look, I know about systems, but whatever lives under there lives under there, and I've only seen cubes.
Brother. I'm so sorry.
I didn't think about that feat that lets other people reroll ones, and I'm reconsidering that.
Alright, let's go.
Promise no way
Yeah.
to justify it.
So on our way?
Being a halfling,
Well, yeah.
it's a racial trait. I mean,
It
that's
is.
the justification.
And,
Oh, so Vanya was looking at that one too.
okay.
But yeah, it takes you like 35 minutes, a little bit longer to get there, because you're kind of going deep into Skid Row.
Yeah.
Anyway, you pass a lot of sawyers, but as you get deeper in, you start seeing more smokestacks, and you're kind of in a smelting district. And this is where they turn a lot of the iron and, most importantly, a lot of the tin into purified tin ingots. And you get to like this kind of big intersection, and there's been a grate that's been guarded off in the middle of the intersection, but just around the grate. Like, all right, you're gonna be going in there because it's where the noise was heard, and we want to put you close to any evidence, whatever's down there.
Okay.
All right?
I take it you're not coming in with us?
Nope.
Fair.
Try to survive, and if you die, do it closer to the entrance. It's easier for us to retrieve your bodies.
Gotcha.
Thanks.
Will do.
He takes a special crowbar that he had a pack on and took that out, and it goes in and lifts and locks and makes it very easy to lift out, which is actually.
Can I, watching him do that, can I figure out if it's to help with like leverage of the strength of unlock some mechanism that allows it to lift up?
Oh yeah, do an investigation check. Because you're like.
I also love that he had to carry this giant milk pry bar along with him the entire time.
He's got a lot of shit in that back. Yep.
Well,
That's good enough, because you're listening for, like, locking mechanisms like
yeah,
that.
I'm trying to figure out if like we need to unlock these entrances or just to help him
It was
physically.
just to move it.
Okay.
You get a feeling that what keeps this down is gravity, and
Fair.
a somewhat snug fit, but honestly, most of the snugness comes from dirt that gets
But
in
like
the side.
Gunmar and Beck could lift it without
Yeah.
this special.
You would probably need a crowbar to get leverage, but not
Okay.
necessarily the special crowbar. This allows, like, it just
This allows
makes it
regular
easier.
people to get it up.
Yeah.
Got it.
But honestly, a single crowbar or even a sword would be enough to get the leverage you need. They're held by weight.
Yeah,
It just
okay.
Anyway, you see a ladder going down.
Well,
Gunmar goes down first.
Oh, sorry.
Drift globe.
Yeah.
Drift globe. I thought you wanted something for a second and then nothing. and then
God was confused for a second.
No, because 2 people can't see in the dark.
Mhm. 3 people here can't
3,
see.
but I have special goggles.
Oh, you
sure.
two. Sorry.
Yeah, they can't see in the dark.
Yes.
I can't normally, but I have the special
Oh,
goggles.
yeah,
You
you
can
have-
see in the dark.
I was born in darkness, raised by it.
I didn't see the light until I was already 12 years old.
But yeah, you go down.
We tied the drift globe to Gunmar,
Cool.
because he's the tallest now.
You, Sparky, recognize that this is really well built sewer
This is a
system.
sewer.
It's a small tunnel before you get down. You realize you're about 15 feet underground. And there is a gentle slope, about a 2-degree slope, going kind of south. And that's prevalent through the whole way. You're down here. It's about it's near as makes no difference. It's round, but it's a 5-foot space. So easy enough to walk in and around. No squeezing required. Down the center is a tunnel.
Like a ditch.
A ditch.
Like a little ditch. That,
Yep, it's about 2 inches deep, and water is currently flowing into that. It does smell down here pretty horrifically. It hasn't rained in a while, and so the water coming through here is probably mountain runoff. And the system is probably usually gets recharged with water periodically, and it's been sitting pretty. The water ain't moving fast.
Mildewy.
And just it's also a sewer, so.
Shit.
Yeah.
Sparky, how do you live down here?
off of the main.
Fair enough. So how do we find those?
Well, how would I?
You have advantage on navigation down here,
Okay,
but you still have to rely on your natural survival skill.
gotcha.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can look for tracks. I feel like other than that, survival isn't much good for sewers.
It would advantage
Well, we're
the
trying to
helpful is
track something.
Yeah,
what it helps is getting back to an exit
Yeah.
or to find another entrance.
Finding the places we've already
Yeah.
been.
But like,
Like survival would help you, like
Get out.
find your way to one of the other entrances we found,
yeah.
yep,
for example.
I would like to see if I can find tracks and
Yeah, go ahead.
sort of
Tracks.
lead
marks.
towards our target.
And-
I'm also
Can I
going to look
help him?
for.
yeah, you can see in the dark. I mean, well, there's light, but
Yeah, we have the drift globe up.
I'm also going to look around, but I know Darwin got the alligator covered. I'm going to look for cobalt sign specifically.
oh, okay, go ahead.
One of those is better than the other one.
21.
All right. Yeah,
Now
30.
it's out to prove a point.
Dirty 20.
you look with good proficiency, knowing where you would walk in these kind of tunnels if you had built them, and in fact, you look like if you had the choice, you would build them exactly like this.
Crazy.
And so they look well made. The bricks are rather small, but well packed together, and the mortar is thin but strong. You are very confident that there hasn't been kobolds here since probably this construction. So kobolds don't look to be in this area.
Good.
But they're not getting eaten by the
Yeah,
alligator.
they're not being fed to some monster. That I know of.
You look around with the 20, right? 21.
21.
Yeah. You take a look, and you look close down, and you can see scrapings. As though, like, long claws have been scraped against and then pulling something forward. With a 21, you also notice that along the top, there's a singular line where something also has been scraping. So, actually, like along the top and like 2 about midway up as well, parallel with each other lines.
Can I like ascertain that this is just a variable?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, those have specific things as well, but there's something that's large that is moving through these tunnels.
As opposed to something that is climbing up.
Mm-hmm.
It's big enough that it's reaching down.
Yep.
That's not good.
Nope.
Um,
Any idea which way it went?
Oh, you do. It's going south.
Yeah. So.
Follow Darwin.
all right.
Actually, maybe put gun.
Put Gunmar in front.
Yep.
Darwin.
Darwin, you Darwin.
I'll lead you.
Gunmar's going
Just
to
kind of
takes
telling
out
you-
his axe.
Telling you the right way to go.
Yeah, you guys start heading down.
Starkey's going to make. Prestidigitation can make Mark.
For an
1 hour.
I am going to start doing that as we go on.
You can do 3 of them.
Yes.
I'm going to do upwards of 3 and then stop.
I'll do the other 3.
Bam!
Cool.
We get 6.
We get 6 turns.
You can do it every like 100 feet or so.
Yeah.
And honestly, that will cover you because you start heading down. It's pretty slow
There's a
going.
giant alligator 100 feet away.
There,
The symbol is a little lightning bolt.
Mine's an arrow.
Lightning bolt, arrow, lightning bolt, arrow.
but yeah, you guys head your way down, and after a couple 100 feet of kind of slowly progressing your way down, you continue finding the scrapes on all sides of the walls and stuff like that. It is going at like a 2-degree downgrade, but it's so hard to notice over a long period of time. Let's see, what else? You are getting close to the sound of rushing water. What like kind of not like rushing water, but definitely a waterfall of some sort.
Some sort of drop.
Mm-hmm. It looks to probably be a cistern of some kind. Looking up ahead and about 75 feet ahead of you, with the glinting of your light, you can tell that because the light keeps bouncing off the walls, it stops. It means that there's something bigger on the end after about 7. It is at the very edge of the dim light of the drift globe, and so if you continue on, you feel like you'll be illuminating your hole as an adventure sense comes out.
Getting close to it.
You're still in the skid row by quite a long
Yeah.
distance.
Should we turn the globe off? Or just...
If
We would be in pitch dark.
If we turn it off, they can't see anything.
And then more to get the drop on it than... Well, let's just go then.
We could also... You want me to go ahead and look at it?
I have a tendency to almost die on mountain encounters, so no.
That's you. Like,
You must not start one of them until everyone's around.
if you think you can do it, then yeah, go ahead. That would
Right.
Okay.
Go right ahead. We'll be here. We only have one man on
I
hands
am
left.
full for sending rogues by themselves into danger.
Yeah, Puff? I will sneak forward.
Oh, wait, do you want to turn off the globe or not?
No, we didn't.
Okay, let's turn off
Y'all
the
will
globe.
back up a
okay,
little bit
yeah.
and turn up.
Let's turn off the globe.
Sneak.
If anything happens, I'll be able to see it.
Ah!
Wait, how far is your dark vision?
60 feet?
You want to move up 15 feet then.
Okay. I'm
They're not the same guy.
75 feet away is the entrance to this bigger area.
Gotcha.
I would like to sneak forward.
Cool. Go ahead and roll a sneak.
One of those is way better than the other one. 22.
Cool. That's the boots giving you that, right?
The boots get on stealth rolls made to move.
In
So like
this-
in combat, stealth rolls based on hearing.
Since like sights are not really the super.
I wouldn't get advantage to roll stealth in combat.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, is the big difference
Gotcha.
from what I understand of them.
I'll look into it deeper, but that makes
My
sense to me.
steps make no sound regardless of the surface I'm moving across. I have advantage on stealth checks that rely on moving silently.
Gotcha.
Oh, so Gunmars can just kind of sneak up behind people like I do sometimes accidentally, and when they turn around, just 6'5", just menacing the word.
Your armor actually still makes noise.
Oh, yeah, there's
what was
that.
your roll?
22.
You get up really close to the end, and as you get about 20 feet away, you can start seeing the other side of this bigger area. It looks to be a 40-foot circle, and it's an octagon. and it has multiple of these great sewer holes getting into it, and the trowels all continue. About 5 feet in from the middle is a big grate where all of it's going down.
Okay.
You're not sure how deep that is, but that is where the flowing water is. At this point...
Roll initiative.
No, but you do hear, like, a guttural growl. Not growl, but, like, just a guttural, like... it's definitely coming from that big area, but it's so echoey, it's incredibly hard to pinpoint.
How... I don't know if I can see this from where I am, but if I come to the mouth of the tunnel, is the grate lower down than me or at the same floor level?
Functionally the same level.
Functionally the same level, okay.
Like, a couple inches lower, but yeah.
Functionally the same
I just want to say, Sparky's currently the one, like, holding the drift globe, so that, like, if shit does go down, click, and we...
You're preparing an action to turn on the light?
Basically.
So do you want to go to the entrance? Because you hear that 20 feet out. That's what I'm going to tell you.
Hear it. I see it.
You don't see anything.
So I don't see anything even though I'm only 20 feet away from the...
I mean, you have a cone of vision into it, and you can see the, like, a good...
But I don't see anything in the room.
You don't see anything in the room.
Okay. But I can tell that the room is bigger than... I don't see the whole room yet. I can get close.
If you could, that'd be great. Are you alright to move up a bit?
Did it sound
It
like
sounded
a passive noise or like an aggressive noise?
It sounded passive. It sounded like you realize that as it's going on that it's probably a breathing kind of thing, and it's periodically happening.
So does it sound like snoring?
No, it does not. It's more like
Doesn't
just...
sound passive enough that it might be asleep.
The best you can pinpoint it at, it's a creature of a large scale breathing.
I like to imagine Holman does this thing when he's, like, he sits there and stares at Buck.
I'll be right back. I'm going to grab
Oh, yeah. I don't think it knows we're
Be
here.
good to go a little bit deeper then, and I'll move up so we can be...
Definitely. Don't get me killed on them.
You know.
Now we wait for God.
Yep.
I don't know how much I've moved already. Tanner will tell you that as soon as... Like, I've moved 40 feet, so don't get too close.
Sparky also adds at the end, I should probably get rid of him.
No.
Oh, okay. That is a thought that I had, like, this morning. Like, fuck, why do I have message? The only person I ever psychically communicate with is Tanner. Tanner can already do that.
This is a very limited skill, actually.
Well, fair, but...
We just never had to use it more than once a day.
Yeah.
Oh, but...
Shit, Sparky's also going to cast Major.
Hey!
Yeah.
Not cocked. 6 hours. You're Tanner in your head the rest of the day.
Wow, we could have done it for that whole trip to the cabin and back.
Thing is, it could be as low as 1 hour. You want to be evens or odds?
Evens.
Well, convenient that you're in
Sorry, it's good mark.
that this group is all people that know Tanner's secret.
And that's the other thing. You can cast message to anybody. Once I have the people that I can connect to, that's it, unless I use the ability again.
Well, yeah, that's incredibly helpful to choose Sparky who has message.
Well, one of the reasons I usually talk to Sparky is because I usually have to tell Sparky something.
Like, the people that cross-chat to each other the most are Tanner and Sparky. Oh, beautiful.
So Gunmar, you would have heard what I talked to Sparky.
Okay.
I'll send that along both channels.
Alright then.
What?
I was thinking of Gunmar continued to speak out loud and ignoring you.
What's going on?
Oh, go ahead.
Not what?
No, shh, it's fine. I'm communicating quietly.
Why are you so coordinated?
Because I have message.
Nobody knows anything.
You do?
Nobody suspects a thing. Tanner.
I don't think I've ever
Tanner's the mastermind.
Um,
You've seen him cast a spell.
Message specifically?
Not
I don't
message.
think he's communicated with me.
You haven't cast message a
with
lot.
message.
You know, I haven't.
And I'm
I
not
wonder why.
very magically inclined.
Well,
To
the
say
thing
least.
about message is it's actually blocked by a lot.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like,
Oh, yeah, there's that whole section.
Yeah.
it's really useful if you have nothing else. Or if your DM just hand waves it. Also, it's only 120 foot.
I mean, that's...
That's a long way.
Typically, the party isn't that far from each other.
Yeah.
In which case, that's why we have the sending.
Eventually sending.
Yes.
That's for talking to NPCs when we're bored.
It's for annoying or fucking
Hey,
NPCs.
Jenkins!
Hey, Jenkins, what are you doing? Fighting!
Middle of something.
I'm getting a promotion. Hold on.
I'm interrogating someone.
Yeah. Y'all haven't told anybody
No.
anything. Which
And
is great.
we haven't told Darwin that we know, and Darwin hasn't told us
Nope.
that. So we could freely share
Control
this between
everything.
ourselves, but we cannot.
You could.
I mean, if we wanted to be dicks.
You could make inferences. Two of you are smart. Sorry.
I take no offense to that. Gunmar is fully aware of how stupid he is.
You have self-identified as stupid.
He is the stupid. He is the stupid.
Yeah, I
I'm
know what
also
your modifier
stupid.
is. Are you?
Yeah, 10.
Oh, jeez. That's not.
Like,
That's
well,
average.
It's not stupid, it's average.
What's your wisdom though? That's the insight skill.
+2.
Hey, you could infer stuff too.
I have an into 14.
There you go. I think we're as smart as each other. We are as smart as each other.
Yeah.
We're the two smartest people in the party.
Oh boy!
Yeah, no, I realized this really early on that 14 was our highest intelligence score.
I was actually thinking about also getting a headband of intellect at some point because I'm
It's a
also
thought.
not gonna share that yet.
Okay. Your bugs are gonna multi-class into wizard.
He's actually a green dragon that casts...
His intelligence would be higher.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh,
the
no,
problem.
that's-
That's why he's a human.
All of this
now.
red herring. None of these are my stats.
I believe that though.
Yeah.
Question.
Int
Yes.
24.
How far did I go before I got 20 feet out?
Because everyone moved up a little bit to be within his 60 feet edge,
Uh-huh.
40 feet.
Okay. Great.
Right. I was like, that was gonna
No,
be
you're
quick,
good.
and
You're
then
good.
like gurgling.
Also, Evan revealed that Darwin is actually a green dragon.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I revealed that these aren't my actual stats.
And all the times you were talking
yeah.
Draconic, he understood.
Yep.
But yeah, you were at the edge.
He was
No, I
there.
was 20 feet away
You're
from
20
him.
feet from the
He
edge.
was there.
I
at
know
the
what
redemption.
relocate
I had a
means.
brief conversation with
I know
Gunmar
what
and
reload
Sparky,
means.
Gotcha.
and
That's
I
right.
will move forward stealthily.
You wouldn't
Oh,
know
wait.
what it means because I taught you. what it meant.
Because you waited a beat and stuff like that, go ahead and give me another roll.
Yeah. No, he speaks Draconic regularly.
Oh.
Like, Drenger is Draconic for warrior.
Okay.
That's exactly the
That
same
was
thing.
Evan
22.
missing that.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I miss
Then-
having guidance to things.
As you walk forward, you get a better sense of this area because you can see it all the way across of it. I'm just going to use those circles I have.
Sure.
It is, but it's actually rectangle, and it comes up to a dome. It's very nice brickwork because it goes up into like a rounded dome by the top, and it's very dark in here, very dark. But you looking up do notice there's a spot that is darker than the rest.
And I'm being very cautious.
It's to your right-ish. It's on the ceiling, and you can see it has
Like
its.
partially up the wall or all the way on the ceiling?
It's like on the ceiling. There's not much wall. It goes like
Fair.
5 feet, and then it starts
Then it
gradually domes.
Gotcha.
So it's on the dome technically.
And
But,
narrating to you two.
it's dark in here, but with your goggles, it's now all shades of gray and stuff like that. But there's one spot that is particularly dark. You can see it's a large creature. It has its talon hands out, gripping the brickwork, and you can see it's embedded a little bit into it. It has a long neck and 2 horns that come out of its skull that cross and frame its head. Like this.
Like this. Okay.
Like
where our ears sit.
kind of, yeah. It has a
Okay.
long snout. It's got 2 leathery wings and a long tail.
Oh.
Yeah, the horns. I think I figured out from the horns. So.
This is a rather small but very black dragon.
Dragon.
Fucking excuse me? Yeah, no.
That's really bad.
Hell no. Oh,
Why
no.
how did it get in the city?
Oh, no, that's a
It
bigger...
probably flew.
That is wings. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Tanner, quickly but quietly get back here. We're reporting this to the fucking guild. We are not at the right level to deal with this.
I think we actually are. And dragons aren't
I
actually
think we
that
are,
bad.
yeah.
It's a hard fight, but it's a doable
It's
fight.
hard, but like, you know what we're doing going into it.
We are understaffed at the moment.
I feel... This is Michael speaking. One,
I
I don't
think
feel
we're
like we have enough time to
fine.
fight a black dragon.
That's a fair point.
2,
With 5 people on my
That's
schedule,
true.
we have enough time. If we started like
If we do turns quickly.
2, I really do like the roleplay potential of meeting up with the other party and being like,
Yeah,
"Yo,
we fought a
we're going
black
now.
dragon."
We're gonna go find it and fight a black dragon."
You know what? I was
Yeah.
on the
Funny.
side of let's fight a dragon now, but when you put it that way, we show up next Saturday. Guys, we found a fucking dragon. I'm with you here.
My only thing is we're going to have to find it again.
you
I-
feel like it's not moving that much.
Yeah, like
Okay, fair.
we've seen the scrapes enough in this area. Dragons typically nest.
So that drew your attention. Under it, you
There's
could-
another dragon.
no, you could see the very beginnings of a small, tiny little horde.
Oh my god, we
Aww.
should let it live a little bit longer.
Baby.
Why do you think it's getting the fun?
If it ruins 2 or 3 more lives, we can get you armor.
Backing away.
Yep.
Backing to the party.
By right of conquest, that horde is ours now.
Because like we as players know we can take this fucking dragon.
Yeah.
But roleplay
But
purposes.
for roleplay purposes, none of us have ever seen a fucking dragon before,
Fair.
nor actually fought one.
You don't know that.
Okay, we
We're
don't know that.
assuming.
Darwin's just like, why does it feel like I'm the only one who doesn't know what's going on?
Guys, we're
Black
leaving.
dragon,
We're
black
leaving.
dragon.
We're fucking leaving.
I didn't know what television.
How do you guys know?
Quiet. Shut the fuck up. We're leaving. Tanner, get your ass over here now.
I'm coming.
Tanner's just like, I'm right here.
Already next to you.
I can't see.
Okay, quiet, no.
What's wrong with you? Let's go. You lead the way. Grab my fucking tail. Yeah.
Just up in the air.
I can't see your fucking tail.
Never
Oh my God.
anything after
Hand.
this. It's not
Reach
really
for
that
it.
bad.
And
That's not
Sparky's just
right, boys.
like line leader, his
No,
hands
that
up in the air. Gunmar's got a hold of it, and we've got a trail
Tanner
of the
thinks
other
you're
flying
wrong,
people.
boys.
Cool. The good news is that you only made a couple turns, and each of those turns you marked.
Yeah,
You did go about 300 feet into the sewer system.
but we
You-
would only need to mark the turns.
Nope. Yes. Sorry. Yes, you were correct. Yeah. So you easily get out.
Cool.
All right then.
So that's
Is
interesting.
the guy still
Yeah.
up there?
Oh yeah, it's been like 10 minutes.
All right,
Yo.
so we know what's down there. We need to grab the rest of our group real quick.
All right.
And
We'll
you
be back in a few minutes. Do not send anybody else down there.
Okay. Easy enough.
Okay, be right back.
Yep.
Bye.
I'm gonna go wait in that cafe over there.
That's fair. Have yourself a coffee.
It's
Then
gonna be
that's-
like half an hour. Or
Don't go
something.
down there.
Extra ass.
Cafe, by the way. It's like a standing like coffee stand.
It's like one of those umbrella
Well,
postcards.
Kind of, yeah.
Did we have at least stolen what?
No,
Okay.
it's for the best.
No, because he might give it. We
Fair.
did just start at the guild. Also, I want those dragon parts.
We go to the lodge to grab everybody else.
Yeah.
And we end the session there.
Yeah, we end with you guys entering, and it's roughly.
Big fucking problem.
I'm gonna say it's about 1:30.
Fair.
You
I
just
rolled
travel in
6
the.
hours. So I rolled max on time.
Nice. When did you start? Like in the tunnel,
In
or?
the tunnel.
That's what I thought. Okay.
When the group separated,
Mhm.
and I needed to talk to
Oh
Sparky.
shit. I also cast Mage Armor.
Cool.
you got
I
it on
meant
that.
like I cast it while we were still
Waiting
didn't know
for
what
Tanner,
still didn't
yeah.
know it was a dragon.
Oh, okay.
Would I have had to make any kind of roll? Like, would I have to keep
No,
that quiet?
You were far enough away.
That was
far enough away?
For one thing, it's also like it only has like somatic components, right?
It probably might have a verbal, but yeah, it's verbal and somatic.
You want to roll if it has any verbal components. In this particular case.
I will have to roll if it has any verbal.
Mhm.
Okay.
It might not
I'm
be.
pretty sure it's semantic only.
Yep. Verbal somatic material. You watch as typically Sparky has a few words when he casts his spells, but this time you just see him pull out his little crystal, which now notice is completely clear. Like looks like a ruby, basically at this point. It no longer looks like the clear crystal that he had before. But he holds it up, holds it to his chest, and you watch as small like sparks of lightning kind of, and I subtle cast make.
Nice. Could use for it.
It's always
avoid that
headache.
Definitely matching like.
All right, so we're
Dragon
on
Ball Z
agreement
Power up.
that as
Parts
soon as
gift.
the session starts, and that as soon we're just going, hey, we're leaving, we're going to fight the dragon. Go, come on.
Also, we cannot let them know in the,
No,
in
no,
the
no.
week.
No, the session's gonna
Yeah,
start with
absolutely.
Gunmar bursting open the door and being like, "We have to go."
Then
It could be like over the
Or
top.
whatever you
Like we
say.
need to cause panic.
Yes.
Go!
Guys, this guy's in danger!
Guys, we need to leave.
Hurry up!
Just do it.
This has evolved into a big fucking problem.
you guys can wait from
in a full of people.
just to time it. Like wait for my initiation so I can like get
Well,
everybody's
yeah,
attention.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can recap,
Yeah.
but keep them in the dark.
Oh yeah, no,
I probably won't be here when that happens,
yeah.
unless
Well,
I get out of work early. But yeah,
see how it goes. But
sheets public.
Yep.
Can do things.
cool.
Now, for piloting purposes,
Mhm.
it's essentially just Arcane Trench now, or is it a different subclass?
Oh, it's a whole different subclass.
Cool. I'll let you, like, if we get into combat, I'll let you handle the nitty gritty.
Oh sure.
I'll try not to
It's
snitch
not
too
that
much.
nitty gritty.
Oh yeah. I imagine the spells and stuff is pretty straightforward still.
Sure.
Especially on D&D.
Sure. Yep. All the spells.
Oh! Yeah, the spell I was planning to use, which was command,
Oh yeah.
would
Not
have...
gonna work on a dragon.
No, it might. It can fail its save,
Oh, that's true.
and he speaks.
I got it mixed up with.
And it will understand
That
Draconic.
specifies humanoids.
I was going to use it for as like a beast or something, but nah, it's a fucking dragon! Just in the sewers!
And if it's
I
young enough
command
for
thee
level 4s,
kneel.
then it probably doesn't. I never know. He might give it to some because we're.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna change it for. I had this in my back pocket in case I needed it, which good. I figured out we didn't find it, but I might change it for
Guys,
7.
we used a rogue effectively. Fucking us
Yeah!
We rogued.
I might change it up for 7 because it's a little easy for 7.
Sudden growth spurt.
Yeah, maybe not that bad, but
But
I
no,
may just buff some
giving it-
stats
yeah,
and stuff.
Giving it a little more.
And all of a sudden becomes ancient.
No.
Doesn't fit in the
It
sewers
doesn't fit in
anymore.
the
No, it like breaks up.
Guys, we have a big
Through the-
problem.
through
Half
the
the city's
tree.
gone.
Alright, nope, the city's fucked. Nope, we're leaving. Nope.
One of
Right
the
off.
roads is just the back of the dragon.
But yeah, if you want to do solo monsters, you're definitely gonna have to buff them against 7 people.
Oh yeah, this was a hard fight for 4, but totally doable. With against 7, it's
Also, we can't not let the rest of the group fight a dragon.
Right, yeah.
sure.
Like, I mean, we totally could have. Realistically,
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
we totally could have taken the glory and money in parts for ourselves.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
generally not dicks, most of us.
Next session, Gunmar will give a rundown of what that particular dragon is.
Oh my god, it'll be like Dragons
The
101
one
with
thing
Sparky
you
and
know.
Gunmar.
Yeah!
It's the one creature you know, dragons.
Oh, Sparky as well.
I'm making the joke that Gunmar doesn't know any mammals.
Oh, true.
I've also started a little
Are
spell
dragons
book
mammals?
because I've decided that all my
No,
spells
they're
have
reptiles.
verbal components, unactionable components for them.
Oh, neat.
Like, because Alex has already started partially cannibalizing the Draconic from Skyrim.
Oh, cool.
Perfect, excellent.
So I've just kind of like, I've had a list of all the shouts, and I've just kind of been picking through to make basically my own shouts for each of my spells.
Oh, nice. That's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, so I've got like a list here of